Yeah, I just need to know whether we are live or not. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, good morning, students. I'm just confirming once, like, yeah, whether we are live or not. Just give me a minute. Yes. So I think, yeah, we are live. Okay. Very good morning to everyone. Very good afternoon. Yeah, exactly. The time is 12:30 over here. So yeah, a very good afternoon to everyone. This side, Chartered Accountant Ashwini Bhanushali, your teacher, your mentor, your tutor for SBR, APM, ATX. Yes, students. So I am very happy to just announce you guys that yeah, students, we over here for December 2023 attempt, we have completed our revision series for SBR, and now over here we are going to start up for the revision series of APM. So students, yeah, we all know that very less students are there who actually opt for APM paper. Now, this is what I know, as it is not a compulsory paper. So once if it is an optional paper, students will be very less. I know that. I legitimately know that. But those who want to develop a skill of not being doing a job somewhere, okay, of not being engaged with the like employer, like, or like I am not the person who would want to like answer everyone. So maybe APM serves around to be the best syllabus, the best subject. So what is posted for APM, ma'am? It's Advanced Performance Management. So I know students, those who are seeing this lecture, definitely you would have worked around APM. So definitely you would have loved PM in your skill level. And those students who have taken up the exemption from a skill level and touched up with the P level, yeah, APM being your optional paper, I am telling you students, the most easiest paper it is. Yeah, students, if you loved SBL, if you loved SBL, students, this APM is just like a cherry on the top, guys. Allegedly, it's just the cherry on the top. So I want you all students to know what are the things that we are going to take up in APM, as an Advanced Performance Management. Okay, so yeah, just give me a minute. So yeah, students, before I go up with any other parts, okay, so what is APM? Advanced Performance Management. The Advanced Performance Management is considered to be the base if I want to start up any of the organization. Means it gives us a background, how a company can be efficiently managed, how a company can be successful in the long run, and what are the concern and what are the opportunities the company needs to go ahead. It's not just something I have to see it from the external perspective. No, if the company wants to grow ahead, they have to come up with each and every dutch. Means from the pin to the point, they have to know everything about the company. The who knows everything about the company today, it's not just the owners, maybe everyone who has to be accountable needs to know, and everyone who is accountable needs to have the knowledge of whatever they have the responsibilities. For example, if I want to achieve good marks in APM, okay, if I want to achieve good marks in APM, so what will I do? So you will think, ma'am, if it is good marks, for first, if it is good marks, you need to know how much marks you want. Yep. I need to know what is my approximation that I want. So first of all, if I want to get good marks in APM, what is my strategy? I'll think, okay ma'am, I need to get minimum of like 80 plus marks in your APM. So what is it? Yes, what is it? It is your target. It's your target. Now just give me a minute, I'll just come up. Just a minute. I'm just opening it up. One thing I want to open. And yeah, then we can start it. Just a minute. Yeah. I think the PPT, my PPT is visible. I'll just open it up once. If it is visible, then yeah, we can go ahead with the read. Yeah, I think it's visible, clearly visible. Yeah. So I'll just like put that. Okay. So yes guys, it's nothing other than the day one that we are going to go ahead with the concept which is known as APM, which is one of my favorite subject. So yes guys, I told you we will study the subject with the real life examples. And yeah, students, in the live classes I have tried giving a lot of examples, like yeah, with which we can go ahead. Okay, so if I understand the subject of APM, it means, for example, if I want to achieve good marks in APM, like say I want to achieve 80 plus, so what will be my plan to achieve that? To achieve a target of 80, first of all you have to set the target. Yeah, I have to set the target. I want to set my aims, I want to set my organization, I want to set my goals. To achieve that, what I need to do? Ma'am, from day one I have to plan to do what? Ma'am, I have to study. Here you'll say, ma'am, I have to study from what? Okay, maybe I'll study from some different resources, which is one of the best resources, that is ACCA study resources, which we take up in the class all the time. That is ACCA study resources. That is what the institute has set up for us. And yeah, super, it's a super material. Ma'am, only ACCA study resources will be enough? No, I have to go ahead. I have to do a lot of question practice. I have to do a lot of mocks. And then I have to do what? I have to give the paper. Not the final paper, guys. Not the final paper in which your results will be analyzed. No, not that, students, not that. Then what, ma'am? You'll say, then what, ma'am? Then what I'll do it, guys, I will try to daily, once I am done with the studies, I'll daily try to come up with myself, to analyze myself. What I'll do, I'll give the pre-test. I'll give the pre-test in which I can understand. I will correct my paper. I will give some, on the CBE platform, I'll give some test. I will correct myself. Okay, now this is where I'm getting good marks. This is where my marks are not so much. So you'll get to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Maybe then, before giving the actual exam, you will understand that in these concepts, you need more practice. So I can go ahead with that concepts, right? And if you know that, okay, this is a concept where I'm always getting good marks, means yeah, I am thoroughly occupied with this concept. So I think if I don't give so much of efforts on that chapter, I am pretty cool. So that I can concentrate on what things which are not up in line. Yeah. So that is what the APM subject goes. Along with that, the strategy goes. Yes, students. So this is where we are going to understand about the APM. Where if it's any business who want to be at the #1 business at the top position, what they have to do is, today, they have to set a target. They have to make an aim. They have to make an organization's goal they want to achieve. No matter they want to be the best company with the lowest selling price, or they want to be the best company who is another level. That is, they have a product which is super differentiation. For example, iPhone, they want to be at a position which is a product differentiation. Means people with the price sensitive will not be even taken care of. It's not like people price sensitive. No, they want quality. So they'll take up quality more than the prices. And maybe it's like Jio, which want to be the #1 leader in the telecom industry. So yeah, it can be a different strategy. So yes, students, over here APM is a subject which helps us to understand what the organization wants to achieve, where its position is to achieve that amount, what strategies they should formulate, what are the plans, what are the controls they have to keep so that they can achieve the desired objective. If they have some hindrance, so how can they go ahead with? So yes, students, this is the background of APM, and yes, over here we are going to understand what are we planning for this revision series for the upcoming December 2023 attempt and onwards. So yeah, before I go ahead to a lot of subjective thing which I gave you, let me introduce myself. Yeah, this side, Chartered Accountant Ashwini Bhanushali. Yeah, over here I am teaching my favorite subject, that is SBR, ATX, Tax, APM subjects since 4 years. And yeah, IFRS 2, that is DIP IFRS 2. So but obviously students, these are the 4 areas where I am more of concerned into. Being a chartered accountant, definitely the reportings can never be away from me, and the taxes for sure. But when I was doing the chartered accountancy, when I was learning it, guys, when I was learning it, I didn't had a plan, like I'm doing jobs. I always wanted to do something for my own. and that made me interested in APM. Why APM? I need to know if I want to have something of my own, in which directions, what are the things which I should focus, click over here to build a place where I am for me. So yeah, APM helps me there. Okay, and yeah, since last 4 years I'm into teaching, but prior to that I have opened up my consultancy, which is a chartered accountancy firm which me and my husband runs. That's Prohibition Consultancy over here, Prohibition Consultancy. And yeah, it was good with me because I was professionally well equipped, but my passion for studies will never end. So yeah, further I started up with teaching, and yeah, that is something which is now my passion and my profession too. Okay students, so this is more or less about me. So without going into details of who am I want to tell you who we are. We are Lakshyans over here. So I know we don't need to tell more information about Lakshya, because like everyone knows Lakshya. The word Lakshya, IIC Lakshya, is like on the tip of everyone who is entering into the field of commerce. No matter you choose whatever course content you want to choose. Like for example, if you want to choose CA, CMA, CS, CMA India, ACCA, what not? Over here, any course if you want to touch, Lakshya is the one-step solution for you. Whatever course you want, you can enroll with us, and I will give you the best of all the information. And over here, we know that Lakshya is basically a well-known training institute where, so they have captured a huge amount of market in Kerala. So yeah, if you know, like if you have ever visited Kerala, guys, students, like at any point, there are a lot of students doing ACCA, because Lakshya has catered a market in so beautifully. Like a lot of ACCAs are there from there. And now, as we want some updations, even we want some updations. So prior to many years, we were having only the languages. For example, the barrier, which we had only as per like Malayalam and English, which we wanted to communicate. So that Malayalam language could have been a barrier. So we wanted to cater that. So yes students, over here, if you can see, we have an online and offline classes. Yes students, please can you just see it? We have online and offline classes, or what, available in various languages. So what are the languages, guys? I know it's a P-level paper, so most of you guys will be working. I know most of you will be working, and you will be thinking like, ma'am, we don't get time so much. So definitely students, we have online and offline batches, and in various languages. It is English, Malayalam, and yeah, we have started up with Hindi classes too. So it's not a pure Hindi, it's an Hindi English class where you can get a lot of knowledge about Hindi and English classes, so that the language never becomes a barrier for us to have a knowledge. Cool students? So there, this is about my Lakshya. Up next, what are we here for? What are we here for? I'll just make it like 1:30. Yeah, cool. So yes students, what are we planning to do it over here? So if you just need to know about what is my plans for this time, guys, this is my revision plan. This is my revision plan, which we are going to cater in a small time. So yeah students, we have met here for like not for the whole time, like it's just for like couple of 5 days, because I know if you guys going to give the exams on this December attempt, you don't have so much of time now. Yeah, it's very limited time, guys, very limited time, not even a month. So how will I prepare them? So we are over here to discuss the most important 5 topics. Guys, be any which ways have only 12 to 14 topics in the subject. It's only 12 chapters, out of which I would like to have a quick revision of 5 important topics. Yes guys, 5 important topics. The first most important topic over here comes as the chapter number 1, which is Introduction to Strategic Management Accounting. So yes students, I know you guys know this, like if you are planning it only for the revision, if you are seeing for the revision series, I am so pretty sure that you would have gone through all these words, yeah? So you know all this chapter's name also. And if not, don't worry, we'll be just going it ahead. So yeah, what's my first topic? We'll be understanding about what is the meaning of my subject APM, and we'll be having an introduction of the subject, which is Strategic Management Accounting, where we'll be understanding if I want to go ahead with the like the management things, or maybe the APM, what is the basics which I should know, in which guys we have a lot of models to understand, lot of models. Yeah, we know that. Cool. Up next, second chapter, which is most important, is budgeting and control, in which a good question can be expected. the most important, the most important are these two chapters, chapter number 3, 5 and 1, which you are not able to leave it. To be very frank students, in APM obviously we have a limited resources out of which the paper will come. So it's not acceptable, it's not a position where you can avoid, like when you can avoid getting marks, or like when you can avoid, like, okay, I don't want to do this concept. This kind of behavior is not acceptable if you want to clear, because you know, it's not just the people who are having phobia that, ma'am, in APM now we don't get ranks, we don't get passing percentage or not so much. Why? Because people take this subject very lightly. People will feel, okay, APM, we know we can write anything. No, it's not acceptable to write blunder in your papers. No. What the institute wants is the professional language. Because what I expect in a normalogy is APM is your last paper in a P level. Yeah, this is what I have came up across with my students. So definitely they'll be doing in the P level paper first SBR, because SBR and SBL is compulsory. Then maybe who is good in theory, and this is what I have analyzed, who is good in theory will definitely choose AAA, yeah, and then by the end, if they are good in theory, definitely they'll choose APM. Otherwise, most of them will choose AFM. But I take those two subjects which people rarely choose, that is APM and ATX, because I want that if you are going to be a chartered, or if you're going to be a global chartered accountant over here, guys, you need to know ATX, you need to know the taxation, because after being an ACC, after being a chartered accountant, like, people will presume that you have a guidance, you have a knowledge about ATX. Similarly about the APM, if I want to be at a proper position, I need to know about the strategies. Yeah, cool. Up next over here, we'll be understanding about third chapter, which is the third part, which is very important, that is divisional over here, performances and transfer pricing. Yes, students, this forms a very important part where we have some formulas, and these formulas are that people will have doubt. ROI, RI, EVA, yeah, about divisional performances, and about transfer pricing. We'll be having minimum transfer price and maximum transfer price. So students, I am betting you guys, once you see my recorded or whatever, once you see my live, you will never feel any confusion in these three topics, because we are going to make this stuff very easy, very easy. Up next, we have environmental, social and governance factors, which is purely a theoretical base, and the most important topic over here, which is non-financial performance indicators, where I have small but important theory and topics which we cannot avoid it. Okay. So yeah, this is my plan, which I want to complete it by like 3 days. Yeah, and after I complete all of stuff, what am I left with, guys? I'll just delete it off because I want to make it, oh, I'm so sorry, because I just want to make it look clear. Okay, I just, yeah, okay, clear. Okay. Up next, students, after doing this theory, will it work well? Nah. Like, for example, if you have served the platter, okay, if you have served the platter to your examiner, don't you think, just think, if I want to like make a food dish, if I serve them asahi means like that way, somewhere I have kept roti, somewhere I have kept dal, somewhere I have kept rice, somewhere like different things. See, it will not fetch you, like the examiner will not feel like, no matter you have kept everything, but not in an organized manner. So maybe that will not create a super impact. To create the best confidence out of me, we have to do the mocks. And guys, I request you all to please go ahead with me with the 2 mock papers, which will boost our confidence super high. Okay, so yeah, with this overview, let us understand about the examination pattern. So yeah, students, I will now ask you a question. Okay, what is my paper timing? Is my paper timing 3 hours and 15 minutes? Yeah. So basically, how much time you have? Like, you'll say, ma'am, 195 minutes. And what's your marks for the paper? Is it 100 marks paper? So I'll say, yes, ma'am. So maybe I'll be having 1.95 minutes to attempt for 1 marks. Agreed? But students, trust me, you are going to write not 100 marks paper. Then we are going to write, let's say, for 80 marks paper in 195 minutes. Ma'am, why? when we were very small, so we used to have the advertisement of that Apsara pencil. So yeah, good marks for good handwriting. Like I got 100. No ma'am, I got like 105 out of 100. Why? Because of my good handwriting. So here, you get this 20 marks where it's a free marks for writing the answers properly as per the professionally, means as per profession, like considering the like the communication language should be proper, considering the professional acumen, considering what to evaluate and how to analyze things. Yes students, considering the 4 topics, 4 points, I get like remaining 20 marks. What's that? What's that? Basically I'll get the 20 marks to write it over here, to have a proper communication skills. Like if it is something like you have to write a report, please communicate properly to the authority to which that needs to be communicated with. Second guys, over here I need to evaluate whatever stuff they are. For example, if the question they have given up some practical thing, so I have to practically evaluate. I have to get the figures, financial figures. Considering that, I have to even have a proper analysis, and whatever you make it, it needs to be in a commercial acumen where it should be commercially acceptable. It cannot be illegal. Okay, so this is what is basically my marks are. So definitely you don't have this much 100 marks paper, no ma'am. But if I have only 80 marks paper, can you tell me for 1 mark to achieve how much minute I need to, how much minute I can maximum spend to get 1 marks? Yeah, please divide 195 divided by 80. Guys, 195 divided by 80. Baba, you get 2.4 minutes to write for 1 marks. Good, na? So you get 2.43 minutes. So for example, over here, you have like this much thing. So yeah, we get this much of time. Okay, yeah, this is what I have just made it. So it's required. So now guys, just try to analyze it over here. This is my paper pattern for my APM. So what's my paper duration guys? So my paper duration is 3 hours and 15 minutes, which turns around to be 195 minutes for sure. In which, do I have any sort of, ma'am, you'll ask me, do I have any sort of like MCQs or like ma'am OMR sheets, like objective type question? No students, no objective. Everything you have to write it. Yeah, everything you have to write it. Will you write it in your piece of paper? No ma'am, obviously not. It's a computer based examination, so I have to like give it on the computers. It can be both the ways. You can start writing it from your home also, like it's a remote examination, or you can go to the centers and write the examination. So I personally prefer you guys to go to the center and give the examination, because if like there is any sort of issue, like let's say power went off, the connectivity went off, so your paper is not getting cancelled. Okay, so it's at the concern of the center, not your own. Okay, now if I'm having like say APM's paper for 3.15 minutes, so you'll ask me, if there is no MCQs, what is the paper consisting of? What will I write? So guys, basically we have 2 sections to write. Okay, we have 2 sections to go ahead with, section A and section B. And in all students, I have maximum 3 questions that I have to attempt. Only 3 questions. Yeah guys. Section A consists of 50 marks, section B consists of 50 marks. In question number 1, section 1, we have 1 question which is a whole case study. Whole means definitely a lot of questions will be there. Questions of what? Questions from different chapters they would want to incalculate, and they'll frame a question in which you have to write a note only for how much marks. So ma'am, you only told it's 50 marks, but yeah, out of 50 marks, I'll write only for 40 marks. Then what are my 10 marks? Yes students, these 10 marks are nothing other than your professional marks. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so students, okay, these 10 marks are nothing other than over here my marks for what guys? These 10 marks, whatever I'm going to get it, it's over your professional marking. So if you write this 40 marks perfectly, you get 10 marks. Isn't it not your biggest advantage? Yes guys, it is. And then up next we have section B, which is having 2 over here constructed responses. Means also it's a case study only. It's like a case study, but over here you get 2 case studies, case 1, case 2, worth 25 marks each, out of which only 20 marks is to be written. 20 marks is to be written, and over here also 5 marks and 5 marks, like 10 marks I'll get as a professional marking. So I hope you guys have understood it. Yeah, so this is just the background of what my paper is going to look like, and what are we going to go ahead with. So if you see, my paper's duration is this, with 2 sections. Section A and Section B. Section A, only one question. Section B, two questions, 1 and 2. Okay, here I will write for how much marks, guys? I'll write for 40 marks, 20 marks and 20 marks. In all, definitely I have to just attempt it for 80 marks. Yes? Okay. Now students, as we have just understood, like your ma'am told, na, okay, APM is your target that you have to achieve it. Then you have to start from plan. So plan over here to study from what, guys? From where you will study? Students, the first thing, ACCA Study Hub. Big request, study from this ACCA Study Hub that I will show you. And I know when it comes to APM, like see, when it is SBR, when I teach, I show them in details what is CBE platform, what is a study hub and all. But when it is APM, I am pretty sure that you have analyzed all this thing and definitely you have returned your paper. You have returned your paper in your CBE platform. You have a habit of writing. You have already seen what's the background, how we have to go ahead with. But yeah, for sure, that does not mean that I will not show you up. I'll definitely show you up. So we have some exam support things. The most important is technical articles. If it's there, please see it. Then we have some CBE platform where we have to see the exam papers, the past exam, the present exams, or whatever specimens I have, plus the ACCA resources. So yes students, now we are going to understand what is the exam support and we are going to see where can I get the support. So basically, without any further delay, let's begin to see what is my resources, from where I will study. So yes students, I hope initially you just understood what we are going ahead through. Okay, I'll not waste more of time because I know each and every minute for you guys is valuable, so I'm not just saving it. Yeah, we'll just try to see the platform. Okay, I just opened up a Google. Maybe the Google Chrome will not be so much clearly visible, but try to just get it. Okay, try to just get it. So yeah. Yeah, it will hardly take a minute. Let's just come up. Yeah, this is my Chrome. Yeah, like a lot of participants are there obviously. Yeah, so students, what I'll go ahead with, I think it's visible, the Chrome. Like, just a minute, let me count from it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me just check on whether the Chrome is visible for you or not. I think it's not getting visible. I'll just open it for once. My ACCA Study Hub, I have opened it. Okay, I think the Google Chrome is not working. Just like over here, it's not getting an access for me to show. So first let me see it. Okay, first let me check it. Is it there in the live or not? Because like this thing now will not happen. Just give me a minute. Yeah, now it's visible, I think. Yeah, so it hardly takes, when it is live now, it takes some minutes to come up. Yeah, let me just check it for once. So yeah, we guys have 2 participants over here. Can I get to know who is the one? Like, I have not yet checked the chats. Now I'm just opening with the live chats. Yeah, hi. Yeah, can I please get to know who's there? So yeah, it's okay if you don't say your name. That's also good. I'll just open up the chat for sure. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, I have just seen it for sure. Let me just review it once. It will hardly take. Sri Lakshmi, PPT is not visible. I think, yeah, ma'am, it's visible, no? Yeah, ma'am, PPT I have started it later only. Yeah. Cool. Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, the Chrome is also visible. Okay, chalo, yeah, without any further delay, I'll just start it with my signing into my ACCA login. Okay, so definitely students, you guys will be having your own ID password, and I know this is the stuff which you already know. So maybe I'll not take up more time because we have a lot of concepts to be done. So I don't have my login ID as I'm not a student. So I have taken up of my student's login ID and password. So over here guys, I would want you all to please see it. There are a lot of students who even don't know about the ACCA study hub. Baba, it's required. Huh? So it goes with my qualification in the left hand side. So I'll be getting whatever the papers I have cleared it. Yeah. So he was my SBR student. So yeah, he's good for that. Okay, so we can get it over here. The ACCA study hub, if you can see. I need to just click on my ACCA study hub, where I will be in the position to get a lot of stuff, like whatever subject it is. You can get an access of any subject which you want to go ahead with, no matter it is whatever subject. Let's say if I want to go ahead with ACCA for PM or APM, I'll get all the chapters in detail, and you have to open it. It will definitely take some time for everyone. It will not just get open in a glance, but you have a lot of things to be done. Can you see over here? Maybe if you want, I can just increase the speed or like increase the length over here, the height over here. Can you see over here? Most recently I have used it because yesterday I was having my SBR thing done, so I have recently opened that. Oh, can you see the SBR APM? Okay, over here it's my APM. Please check the years. It's from September 2023 to June 2024. It's active. So I have to click on this APM. Go to the exam. I'll go to the examination. Yeah, it will be opening, and then I will get each and every chapter wise things. Over here we have to write it, remind it later. It'll come some of the other way. Yeah, we'll get each and every chapter in details. We have to learn it. Yeah, are you getting to know this study text? Okay, this is my study text. I told you over here we have some 16 chapters. In these we have 16 chapters, but in our course we have just like combined things. We have taken it and we have made it like 12 and 13 chapters. Cool. So students, let's see if it's the study text. I'll go ahead. I'll get to know about the copyrights, about the study text, about what am I going to guide it, what are my knowledge, what are my professional skills, what I get to know. So I'll just go about this syllabus and study guide. Okay, I'll get to know what is this guide. Maybe they'll be figuring it out, like what is your APM. Okay, they'll be just figuring it out, your APM. Then they'll be giving you, acha, these are the chapters, how you have to go ahead with. Yeah, there will be some levels of studies, the examination. Okay, so everything you'll be getting a background of what is ACCA, etc. Then over here, if you can see, I'll just go to back, and in the left hand side it's chapters. Go to chapters. Let's see if I want to figure out for chapter number 1, which we are going to study it. Guys, we are going to study chapter 1 today. That is strategic management accounting. I'll be having this overview. I need to go to first. I have to study it. This is what the chapter consists about. So this is my summary. What am I going to learn it? And in these guys, I'll give you the hint what is important for your examination, which 100% is going to come. Not 100%, but like out of 2 exams, it comes only. And this is the word. If you can see, benchmarking. Guys, you get benchmarking every now and then. Every now and then you get benchmarking concepts. It's there in your exams. Second, over here it's a performance management. Okay, some theory and the things will be given. Later on, if I'm doing next, I'm getting some another theory, etc. Again, next, I'll get this exam advice and etc. etc. Okay, next, okay, again theory. Over here now, students, all theory will be there. So ma'am, do I have any questions? Yes. If I'm just on with the theories, yeah. Over here again theory. Okay, over here if you see, it's activity given. Guys, we'll be having a lot of activities. I think it's clearly visible. Yeah, I'll just make it more bigger so that it is clearly visible. Okay guys, when you have activities over here down towards activities, we have to read this activity. This is some question for us, and this is required, something required. Let's see if I want to know what is the answer. We have to open it over here, show. Over here if I show, I get the answer also downwards. Achha, this is the way you have to write the answer. Cool, this is the way I have to write the answer. Again I have to go on the next. By this time, like I have to complete my chapter. Once I completed my chapter, I'll be having some analysis, I'll be having some pictograms, some questions, some examples. Then I'll be having SWOT analysis question. I'll show it up. I'll get the answers also. Yeah, this is the way I write the answer, and so on. Yeah, I just wanted to show you. So yeah, this is the way we write the answers. Cool. After going to the whole chapter, like if I've completed it, okay, SWOT analysis, I'll have pestle analysis, 4 to 5 forces model, generic strategy, Boston consultancy, externals, benchmarking, stages, performances, everything. Now it's the syllabus, the chapter number 1 is over. Once it is over, what will I get, guys? I'll get this summary and quizzes. Means, in these, for example, see, in APM we don't have MCQs for sure. But let's see if I want to do the practices. Where will I go? Where will I go if I don't have like MCQs for sure? So I would like to go ahead and see where I can get more knowledge. Let's say over here, I'll do the chapter 1 quiz. Let's say I want to do the quiz. Okay, so this is the thing which I have already done. So yeah, let's take it for chapter number 2's quiz. So can you see in the left hand side? Left hand side, do I have quizzes? Let's go with the quizzes. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 I have done it. Let's go ahead with chapter 3. So there will be 5 quiz. I'll start the quiz. I'll read the question. Which of the following statement is considered to be a mission? Okay, what's my mission? What's the company's mission? So my company's mission can be to maximize the wealth of the owners. Okay, it can be to maintain a market share. It can be, let's say, to provide the shelter for the homely people. Maybe to increase the amount of donations by the next year. Maybe. So maybe I think like 1 and 2. Maybe there. For example, the answer can be 1. For example, A. If I just thought of A, I just confirmed it. A. Okay. Without reading the questions, yeah, let's say I have to B. Let's say C. Which is not a situation. Maybe I can put it like D. Okay. Okay, D. Over here, let's say B. C. Oh yes, C. Flexibility. What I got the answers? Oh, ma'am, I got it for 3rd and 5th right. And ma'am, for first, why is it wrong? I can review the answer. So I know the answer should be B because here to provide the shelter, because I cannot expect market share of 20%. Why? Because that shares and all is something which is not in my company's control. So yeah, that B. But over here, for example, the answer is B. You get to know the answer here. But let's say if I don't know the topic, I want to learn about this topic more in details. In the right hand side, do you get to learn here? Learn more about this topic. I can go ahead and learn. Okay, so these are my mission, these are my goals. Understood? So I can learn it. Okay, I can learn it. So such a beautiful thing they have made. Like, I'm in love with ACCA study resources. Up next, you know that MCQs, ma'am, are not going to be your part because it is not going to come up in the exam. So what will come up? For that, now students, we have in the left hand side under the quizzes, we have practice. Go to practice. Over here, you get the like the questions. Let's say I did it for, let's say, chapter number 4. Okay, I get the question for chapter 4, chapter 6, chapter 6, chapter 10, etc., etc. Then I get, let's say, some revision questions. Right now, suppose I did from chapter number 1. So chapter number 1, maybe if I go, I'll start practicing the questions. So this is what may be tested in your paper. Please go ahead like this. See, this is the background of the company. So I know APM students will have definitely given some more the other paper on your CBE platform. So you know the meaning of what it is. Like, I'll be having what, guys? I'll be having some background of the story. I'll be having some exhibits and all, right? So here is the same. So this is the background of the story. So this is the story stuff. And a lot of things are given. About the BCG matrix is given. Okay, some storyline is given. For that, what I have to do, guys? This is the way the paper will come. This is presented in appendix 1. So something calculative stuff is given in appendix 1. This is my appendix 1. So about the company's actual and some forecast. Means maybe I will be assuming something. So the restaurant, cafes revenue, etc., is given. Okay. So what I normally do, guys, in your paper also, have a practice. So see, students, when I'm giving you some exam tips and tips, try to develop, because that will help you out to miss out your papers. Means you'll tell, ma'am, I am having knowledge, I know, but ma'am, my paper is not completed. Why? Because we unnecessarily waste a lot of time. For example, what I can do is, before going into the storyline, I can directly jump and read the requirements. If I read the requirements, you know, from my back end now, my mind starts pumping. Okay, ma'am, so this chapter it can hit that chapter. So what it is? Perform a BCG analysis. Okay, so it's Boston Consultancy Group. So you'll get to know, okay, it's from chapter number 1, that BCG matrix we have to create. And that cash cows and all, yeah, maybe I have to create that. Okay. Now, of the ENT business, and use this evaluate to evaluate the performance. So that's worth 12 marks. Okay, again, critically evaluate. How will it help for ENT's management system? Cool. Then what about the divisional managers performances? Maybe that. So it's worth 25 marks. So something about that will be in the first BCG analysis. We can read it. something about the sectors, something about the divisional stuff can be found it out from here. Okay, what I can do it now, I can plan writing the answer. So it's my plan. So as we do in the CBE platform, I can like plan writing the answer. So this is my plan for, let's say, question number 1. So how do I make, I'll tell you. I'll give you the answer in your CBE platform. Okay, this is my etc things. So I considered this and I confirmed my answer. I know it's wrong, but over here I get the correct answer downwards. So this is my stuff what I written. This is what they want the answer. This is the way they want the answer. This is the way they want the answer. Everything. Cute, easy. Okay, BCG matrix, then some performance evaluation. Cool. So it's complete. Continue. Maybe I can do it from this question is done. Cool. Okay, up next some another question. That way you can do it. Okay guys, so this is what I really want you guys to have an overview for, and requiring you guys to please study this from this CBE platform for sure, because we have a lot of questions to be done. Lot of questions, huh? Like it's a couple of, I don't know how many questions, but like it's very much. It's like more enough. It's more than enough. Okay, so you have to study that way. After doing that, I just need to cancel my practice hub. Now I'm just going to show you the CBE platform, like how it appears in the real life examination. Okay, so it's CBE practice platform. I want to go there, in which exactly the paper I'm going to give, I'll get exactly the scenario. So how it looks, I know my APM students have given the paper, so I don't have any doubts. So yeah, over here if you can see guys, in the right hand side I'll get my subjects where it is APM, Advanced Performance Management. If I click on that, I have some ACCA resources. I need to go on that. Guys, please keep a mindset what I have to do. If I want to see what if the exams were done, I want to see the past exam, I'll go there. I'll assign a paper to me. Let's say if I assign this, it's assigned this. Okay, so what I can go in the assigned material, I'll find out where is my paper. Let's say APM now, Advanced Performance Management. So yeah, it's basically over here, APM past practices. Let's say I'll start with this. Okay, whatever it's a paper, I'll just start it. So over here now students, my paper is for 3 hours and 15 minutes. They'll give you a lot of guidance. Let's do it like that. After doing this, you can scratch it, you can put the symbols, you can go to next. If you want to like see for forward, you can go to previous or forward, whatever. But guys, without scrolling, it will not be in the, okay, what, how am I going away? It's the next, I'm pressing it downwards. The next, I'm going it away. Yeah, yes, it's a big yes. Then this is a section A, which is 50 marks thing, and yeah, question 1 is compulsory. Okay, I'll go to next. If you see this exhibit, okay, I told you this is how it comes, this is how it looks like, the paper. Over here there will be the exhibit, the storyline. There will be something about my one exhibit is for company's information over here. Second, for performance reporting here. Third, what gets measured gets done. What gets measured get done. From chapter number 1, somebody has told. Then brand service, appendix 1 and appendix 2. I don't have to stuff off all those things. Start understanding requirements. What have they asked us? I told you the first question is for 50 marks. So will I write it for 50 marks? So I told, if it is for 50 marks first question, I only have to write for 40 marks, only 40 marks, 10 for your good handwriting, for your professional marks. So here if you see the last question, professional marks will be awarded for demonstrating skill of communication, evaluation, analysis, skepticism and commercial acumen. In your answer, that is 10 marks. Yeah, it's 10 marks. So differently, I don't have to write anything for 10 marks. So what they have asked is, please give a report, and your first question is always to report someone, because it's required a communication. So I have to see, to whom should I report? What is the annotation? Who requires my report? What are the details I have to give it in his reports? So I have to frame a report. Considering what? I have to consider the areas to respond to her instructions for the work in the areas of performance reporting. Okay. Then what gets measured get done, and brand survey. If you can see this, I'll just try to come up over here. The first was reporting performances. So companies back information they'll give. You have to use the second exhibit and reply them. You have to use a third exhibit and reply them. You have to use a fourth exhibit. These appendix are basically you'll be getting some performances about what are the reports. So yeah, if I just see this, this is the company's background which they have given. A lot of storyline definitely they'll be giving you, and you are supposed to read. Okay, what is my company, what it is listed, what it is not listed, what is the scenario. Okay, I'll read it and I'll close it. Let's say second question. Okay, second exhibit. Second exhibit is about this. So only this much function is given, and down to that they have given the CEO has asked you to provide the assessment. How you will reply considering the appendix 1. Acha, after reading this, go to appendix 1 and read what the question is. So this is appendix 1, which you have to consider and read it and allot the answers for them. So if you see, they'll give you something like gross profit, other ROCE measures, etc. etc. Lot of stuff they have given. So I have to consider the budgets, the actual, the variances, the growth, the costs, etc. A lot of things they will give, and they'll put some maybe wrong figures, maybe right figures. Cool. Then I have to read the requirements. Okay, maybe something like what gets measured gets done. It's given, and for brand survey also they will give you some appendix. Over here they have given. For brand survey also, guys, they have given the question, and for that also definitely they have told, "Bacha, Baba, please see the appendix 2. The relevant information is given in your appendix 2. So yeah, about the brand survey, they have given in your appendix 2. So this is an information which is available to you about the brands survey. Okay, this is your brand survey, brands awareness, etc. etc. Cool. So I have to consider that, and then I have to report it. Then if you see, how will I start writing the answer? Something in spreadsheet also, if I want, I can write. You know that calculations, GP and all, if I want, I can put it over here. GP ratio this, yeah. Let's say they have asked you, just give me a minute. So yeah, I was just okay, yeah. So I think it's visible. So okay, suppose if I want to write something, so I can make it over here. Let's say some or the other thing I want to like put it in my spreadsheet. So whatever they have, I can just combine it and write it over here. So after that sheet, I can just go back, and if I want, like for example, oh, I just went it back more often. I would have not gone so back. Okay, yeah. So basically, yeah, on the assignment materials, I can just resume whatever I was writing it. Like these things will not happen in your papers, for sure. I'll resume it wherever I was. So I have to go on again writing all these things next and all stuff. Okay, then I have to go about the word processor if I want to write something. So let's say if I want to go ahead, the word processor. I'll start writing about in the word processor. Okay, I'll start going ahead, and I may be in the position, okay, I can write whatever stuff I want. Okay, maybe over here I can formulate writing my answer. Cool. Okay, now let's say if you want to go ahead with the answers, guys, let's say if I want to understand, if I want to take the second exhibit's information for me, so you know what I can do like this also. So this is what I do. I like just copy this function. Okay, I just cancel it, I just paste it over here, so I don't need to go again and again into that exhibit and make my time waste. Then what I can do, maybe if some appendix 1 is required, and if I can copy something, like if it is something which is able to be copied, okay, I can go ahead. For example, if it's the performance measures, or maybe if I'm not able to copy it, what I can do is I can just keep it aside, like keep it as a side. Or maybe what I can do is I can I take a situation, maybe I can just cancel it, maybe I can paste it over here. Yeah, I can paste it over here. Yeah, over here. So yeah, I just took it over here, I just wanted to open it, I can just read it. Maybe, okay, this is the stuff, can I copy it? Yeah, but I can do it over here, I can just paste it or whatever. Or maybe I can do it in the word processor or whatever it is, and maybe now I can start formulating my answer if I am comfortable with it. So yeah, we can go ahead and tick next, next, next. So the first question I understood it. It was very simple. Like only like 10 marks you have to like get the professionally. So like for 40 marks you have to write it. And over here the next section will be having two questions. This is question 1, where you have some benchmarking. Right now I told benchmarking is important. So yeah, something about benchmarking they have given. Something about current processes. Read the requirements. For 5 marks definitely you get what? Yeah, the professional marks are allotted for 5. Cool. So you have to write only for these two things, benchmarking and current process. So let's say for benchmarking what they have given. Let's see if I read it. Definitely there will be something which normally they have just executed. And when it is benchmarking, the meaning we know it's something like comparison. So maybe in appendix you will be getting some comparison. So what they have presented in the appendix. Yeah, am I having any sort of comparison? Yeah. So about the two companies, exactly I told you about two companies, they have just given you the comparison. Cool, I just will understand it. Okay, whatever stuffs they have given, I'll just try to take it. Maybe I'll just cancel it, and maybe I'll try to like put it in the spreadsheet if the spreadsheet is allotted to me. Like if I want, I can just formulate it, like whatever stuff they have given it. Yeah, whatever data you were having it, like maybe you can consider it. You can open up and start writing your requirements, answers. So yeah, maybe in the word processor also I can start formulating whatever stuff they have given. Yeah, I'll just take in this appendix 1. I can start writing whatever the things are. Cool. Now I'll go ahead with the next. And the last question, the same appendix 1. They'll be giving about BBB and ESOS. Cool. Next. And with these I'll end my exam. Yes. But if I ended my exam, how will I get to know whether I have did right or not? So we can hit as it's, yeah, it is for your practice, and exactly this is the way you're going to get for your examination. So I need to go to my marks. If I go to my marks, yeah, I'll get to know where am I, like say for example just I have written about APM past papers. Let's say I get to know about the self marks. If I do the self marking, I'll get to know what things I have did it right, what are the things I missed it out, so maybe about the companies things are given, etc, etc. I want to know my answers, is it true or not? So I have to figure it out, what are the correct answers. So maybe if you see down, guys, you get the marks, you get the answers, how you're supposed to write it. Okay, this is how the way you have to write it. Okay, can you please see? Yeah guys, I'll just make it big if you can see. Yeah, over here this is the way you have to start writing the answer. So this is important for you guys to practice. Achha, I told you the first answer always is what, guys? You have to report it, right? If you have to report it, it is something like to whom I have to report it. You get marks. About the performance reports, you have to write the theory. About the difficulties in interpretation, you have to report it, etc, etc, whatever things are. Second, calculation, if it is like margin, etc, if you want, you can put it. Like on explanation of book building model, flexibility, etc, etc, you will get the good mark. And this is the marks you get it. If you address Maddie's objectives, up to 10 marks you get it. Other comments you put, you get 6 marks. First pointer, if you have, this marks you get it. So beautifully they have given you the marks. Just calculate it. If you get operating growth mark, you get 1 marks, etc. So yes students, with these, we are good with the understanding of how my CBE platform is looking like. and how should I go ahead with my examination perspective also. So yes students, this is what I really wanted us to know before we give the examination. So yeah students, now with these we have completed a broad overview of what the exam is and what we need to go ahead with. Okay, so if I remember what is my strategy, yeah, about these 5 days or 6 days of quick revision is basically we'll be taking up 5 important topics which are there in our upcoming examination, and obviously we'll be doing with the 2 mocks. So over here definitely I'm not going to write each and everything in the mock paper, yeah, because over here otherwise it will take a huge amount of time for you. So I would have made the questions, I would have written the answer also, and that is what we are going to discuss it in a very in-depth manner. So yes students, without any further delay, yeah, let's just take a break of like 2 5 minutes. We'll be quickly back, and yeah, we'll be starting it a non-stop thing from completing the chapter number 1. So yeah, let's just meet it after 2 minutes. Let's take a short break. Hello students, so welcome back all of you. So today we are going to understand the promised thing, that is we are going to understand the first important topic which goes around under the chapter number 1 which we have, that is Introduction to Strategic Management Accounting. So I know this is a standard or this is a chapter basically which is very big. So people have known that, okay ma'am, chapter number 1 is very big, which standards over here to understand what is the strategic management accounting. Okay, so how should a person try to manage the things? So if I just go ahead with the words over here, if I just go ahead with the words, is it something that we are going to account it? Like, is it something that we are going to learn about accounting? So you'll say, okay ma'am, it's written over here, it's the accounting. So is it something that we are going to learn about anything about accountings? So no, for accountings we have already learned SBR, we have already learned the account. So it's not accounting. It's basically to introduction to strategic managing accounting. Means we have to have an overview of how will the management have an eye on the accounting. And not just to account, considering the strategic position. Means we'll consider about the accounting, but not as an accounting. We will consider the management who has to overview about the strategy. How is the strategy going to be accounting in such a phase that the concept as a whole, the company as a whole is getting the benefits. Okay. So this is what we are going to understand as the first topic, which is Introduction to Strategic Management Accounting. So if I just broadly classify this chapter or these topics, what are the things which we are going to learn it? So student, the first thing over here is the planning and control. So okay guys, what is planning and what is control? So we'll be understanding the concepts of, first, if I want to achieve anything, for example any stuff, if the company wants to achieve anything, it has to get its desired objectives achieved by doing the first thing, that is I need to plan. Even if, like for example, if I want to get good marks in APM, okay, if I want to get a good marks in APM, good marks, so to achieve these objectives also I need to do the first procedure is to make the plans. And if it is an organization, let's say an organization, planning is required. Who is going to make the plans? You think like ma'am, the board of the directors is going to make the plans what the company should achieve. Is it that much okay? Do you think only the board of the directors will be responsible to make the plan, rest of people have to work? So today the things have changed, so we are going to learn it. So here we are going to understand about planning and control. Then we have some hierarchy. So if it's hierarchy, people knows that it's something like this type: delegation. So over here there will be some top level management. Over here there will be some middle level management. So we have different terms for that. Here we'll have a lower level management. So as it goes, maybe top level management there will be 1, middle maybe 2, 3, and down there will be lot of people, lot of heads working on that. So who is going to be responsible for what stuff is something that we are going to learn it in the performance hierarchy. Then we'll be having a concept of what is mission. So if I just tell you, if the company wants to achieve something, so what is the aim, what is the mission? Then we have some levels, as I told you, top level, middle level, bottom level. So we have a different name. What is this shape? What's the shape, ma'am? It's a shape of pyramid. Where it's a pyramid, but over here mummies will not stay. Definitely it's not the place where the mummies stay. Okay, so we need to learn about the performance pyramid. Then we have some normal rational model, which we need to learn it about the planning stage and all. Up next we have a role of performance management, because we are going to learn it everything from the management's concept in making the decisions. So maybe we will have some strategic choices. For example, if I say, okay, I want my business to grow more. I want my business to be succeeded. If I want my business to grow more, I'll have the choice. For example, if I want my business to be very good, so maybe I can change, like I'll be having 1, 2, 3 plans. So I have to see which is the best plan. I have to make the choices out of it. So I'll be giving you a lot of examples. But over here guys, I have made this with the red color because it is important. That is CSFs and KPIs. What is CSF? So you will say, ma'am, the meaning is known as critical success factor. And KPIs are key performance indicators. Again, CSF is critical success factors and KPIs are known as key performance indicators. So students, this is the most important theory which will be applied in your question, and this is having a higher chances to come up in the paper also. So over here now, there will be a business model which will be given, and we need to find out what are the indicators. If I achieve that indicators, I'll be successful. So you'll be feeling, ma'am, we are not understanding anything. Don't worry, we have a wholesome concepts. So don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Then we have some role of the accountant. Okay, so today the role of the accountant is not just to make the financial statements. No, ma'am, I prepare the financial statements. Khatam, ma'am. I prepare the financial position. I prepare the P&L account, and my work is over. Today, it's not limited to only making the financial thing. To help in getting all the stuff, making plannings, to take control, everything. So that is also what we are going to learn it. So yeah, students, don't worry. We'll be learning it simply. Then we'll be understanding what's the meaning of stakeholders. What is the management accountant going to help? Then we'll be having some integrated report, GRI. Again, I have made it important, that is benchmarking performances. If you saw in the recent question also which I showed you guys, benchmarking concepts comes in the paper very often, very often. So I want you to understand what is the meaning of benchmarking. So we'll be having then models. I told you the models are important, and yeah, these are my models. SWOT analysis, we'll be learning SWOT. We'll be learning PESTEL analysis. We'll be learning BCG matrix. We'll be learning Porter's generic strategy. We'll be learning ahead. Yeah? So without any further delay, yeah, and without any wasting of time, let us understand what's the meaning of strategy. So what's strategy? Ma'am, some plan if I want to make, like for example, if I'm a company, I want to think, okay, what I want to do, where I want to go, what I want to achieve. That is what my organization want is the strategy. Means is the plan that you want to do. For example, if it is a Reliance Jio, which we know it's the best telecom industry, superb telecom industry. So we'll ask them, Acha, what is your strategy? What do you want to do? So Reliance Industry will say, I want to be the king of the market. I want to be the king of the market. That means he wants to have a good share in the market. That is his strategy. So yes, we have the meaning of strategy, which says us that yeah, the strategic we should have what. Okay, before going ahead with the strategic planning and control, we need to know what is strategy. So strategy is about choosing what to achieve, where to compete, how to compete, and to get to answers. Where do you want to go, and how are you going to go? So what and what you have to write it. So yeah, this is my strategy. To do strategy, I need to have some strategic plannings also. So what are my strategic plannings? Okay, so if I'll just make a thing like available to you guys, just try to understand it. Okay, just try to understand it. I'll make it easy for you guys. So if I tell you what is strategic planning, okay, what is strategic planning? So we have to see, okay, first of all, who is going to make the plans. So we'll understand the strategic plannings. If I'm talking to you ahead with the plannings, yeah, we know one concept, guys, that who is first of all going to make the plans. Is it you and me who is going to make the plan? Let's say over here, now I'll just put it because yeah, some of the things are like making over here. Just give me a minute. There are. Okay. Okay, yeah, I have a lot of stuff in my hand, so I just have to write things here. So what is known as the strategic planning? Okay, what's known as the strategic planning? So the strategic planning, can I do it on my own? No. So who is going to make it? Yeah, it can be either made by 3 people. Over here, it can be basically made by the top management. Yeah, over here, can be made by the middle management and can be made by the lower level management. But right now I told you, ma'am, we have different words for them. Yeah, guys, it's a quick revision, so I'm not going into the details of how, what happened, what not. We have to understand it. Okay, it's a quick revision. So if it's a top level, means what is a strategy? It's a strategy, means it's known as a top, at the top position, at the top. So we have a head people there. We have a head people. So we here will be having some plannings. What is known as long term strategic planning will be there. Long-term strategic plannings are there. If it's a middle level management, middle level, so they'll be having some short-term plannings, but not very day-to-day plannings, no. So over here, they'll be having a short-term plannings, yeah. And when it is lower level management, oh my god, they'll be having like day-to-day, like operational plannings. So over here, they have formalized and categorized these levels also, and they have the different names also. So yeah, we'll be going ahead. First, we need to know over here, so what is strategic planning for the first? So yeah, strategic planning is related to where an organization wants to be. Okay, what are my objectives? How will I go there? Okay, it will involve formulating what do you want to achieve, the strategic planning and the decisions that you have to take it. Yeah, all the stuff you have to answer it properly. For example, if I'm telling you, let's say my company is producing 2 or 3 stuffs. Okay, I got to know, let's say, for example, I'll just frame an example. My company is, let's say, Samsung. Okay, Samsung. My Samsung industry is producing 3 things. Let's say it's producing LED TVs also. Okay. My Samsung is producing mobiles. Yeah, wow. My Samsung is producing, let's say, what I can make a production for Samsung. Let's say laptop. Okay. I got to know the Samsung which produces these 3 stuffs, the different product, but very famous Samsung is into the mobiles. Samsung is very good in mobiles. But if you see LED, for LED, nobody purchase. Ma'am, it is outdated. It's outdated. Like nobody wants to purchase. Like nobody is interested in purchasing the LED because it is any which way is very low thing. So today, what the management will feel as a strategy, why to block the funds into LED, where I can like either cancel this unit only, and maybe I will release the blocked fund, or the fund, maybe the unused funds or whatever, the blocked funds, by like disinvesting them, and maybe I would like to invest in the sector which is giving me more betterment, or my like I am getting more profits. So maybe that I can invest in the mobile industry. So over here they have told strategic planning decision helps in taking the questions like as which product to produce. Okay, I think like it's better to produce mobile. Which market to be? Like should I enter into, for example, if I'm producing, let's say, the woolen clothes. So yeah, if I enter into the Mid East or that place in middle, in my India, maybe woolen clothes will not be valued much. Nobody will purchase. But if this industry I have set up in the northern region, ma'am, it's very cold. So yeah, definitely your company will be succeeded. Agreed? So that way, and how to grow there? So growth can be achieved by what things? Now how to grow there? Now this is what I wanted to explain you. How to grow there. For example, if you want to know about the growth to be achieved. If my company, my XYZ company wants to like grow more, very super. So today I'll see what is my position. For example, I'll think like, okay, I want to even achieve in that project. For example, you would have heard the word like Patanjali. So if the Patanjali company wanted to grow, but they are not so good in some another field, so maybe they can do 2-3 things. Can they do like this? Can they do acquisition? Can they acquire another company? Yeah, I can purchase another company. Yes, so I can eventually grow. Maybe I can organically grow. Organically means like initially I will get like say 10% profit. I will increase, I will use my efficiency organically. By my time I will grow slowly. Then it will be 15, then it will be 20, then something like that, and then you will be the market leader. So not in one shot. Either you can grow organically, either you can acquire another company, either you can merge with some other company. So these are certain strategies which the company has, and the company has to formulate which is the best strategy out of all this. For example, if I say, okay, I want to have an acquisition. I am into, let's say, the food industry, FMCG, and I want to acquire, let's say, telecom industry. Will I be a perfect place to acquire that? Arey, you don't know anything about telecom, then it is a waste. Why? Because you will not have the strength, you will not have the strategy, you will not have a proper, no matter, in the market there is an opportunity to purchase that, but if I only don't know, then it's not better. So I need to know in which industry we are going ahead. So yeah, that is all helpful in taking what guys, the strategic planning decisions. So yeah, over here, that all big plannings have been made by whom? So yeah, the big plannings are made by my top management. Okay, up next, for example, it's the situation. Okay, for example, over here, just going ahead. Okay, just going ahead, I thought like in APM I'll get, let's say, 80 marks. Okay, this is my day one's target. So what I thought, chalo na, we'll make plans accordingly, we'll study, we'll have the objectives, we'll study. Okay, we'll study from various resources, means from different books I will study. What I will do, ma'am, I will study and I will do things. Now what I will do, I'll go to the exam. I have only studied, not given any paper. I go to the exam, I write the paper, I get, let's say, 40 plus, but lesser than 50. Oh my god, failed. Now 40 plus was less than 50. So you'll analyze ki what mistake you did. Achha, you got to know you have not written the mock papers. So what you will do, it's better, don't go till here. Don't go till here only. You will say to the company, before you give the paper, try to do what? Try to write the papers on your own. Means what we should do? We should solve mocks. If I solve mocks before I give the exams, what will I get? Let's say I got 40. So I'll solve one more. I will get a knowledge, and maybe I get now 60. Now maybe if I go to give examination, I get, let's say, 70 marks or 55 or whatever it is. Means I have passed. Means not the target I have achieved, but at least at the position I have achieved. So why is it all this stuff? So that is known as control. Control means whatever targets I am having, to achieve that target over here, if I am working, and if there is any deviation, if there is any problem, I thought like 80 plus I should get, but I'm getting only 60 plus, I need to put a proper control. Okay, if this I am studying, if there is a deviation, there is a difference, so it's better to study that way. So I need to have what? I need to have a proper control. So yes, control is concerned with monitoring the achievement of the objectives and recommending what corrective actions to be taken. Like I'll understand, okay ma'am, I didn't did the mock, let me do the mock first. Yeah, for the companies also. So what's control means? What you wanted, what you actually got, and what you targeted. I got 60, I targeted 80. The deviation, so that's control. The deviation you don't want, right? So control means it involves a measure of measuring actual results and comparing them with the original plan, what you thought of. Any deviation, if there is any problem, you can take the corrective actions and focus for the long-term matter. Easy? Yes. And over here, control is considered very important as a success driver, because over here, as we know, the driver drives the car. He has the control. He is not allowing anyone to deviate. It's like control means nobody should allow anyone to like deviate from whatever you have desired. Yeah? So over here we are making plans, some or the other thing, and something happens. So maybe whatever I planned, I am not able to achieve that. So that is what I am deviating from my plan. So I should not deviate from my plan. And if I don't want to deviate from my plan, I have to apply a proper control, so that you can achieve what? You can achieve the CSF. You can achieve the critical success factors. So you will say, ma'am, I am not understanding what is CSFs. Don't worry, we have a concept of CSF. In that we will understand it. Okay, cool. Now, what is my subject? My subject is performance management. I need to know that whatever has happened in my company, what I am responsible to see, what I have implemented, what will I measure, So we know that company has to manage a lot of things, like whatever we have thought, like whatever we have achieved, whatever is been done, we have to like manage a lot of stuff. For example, over here, if I want to achieve things like, just a minute, for example, I am telling you that we have to achieve a lot of things, we have to like have to go ahead with a lot of things. So it's like what we can do is, guys, we can do like motivate my employees. If the things are not working well, we can motivate it. We can analyze what are the situations happen. So for that, what I can do is over here, to measure the performances of whatever the organization has set, they have to ensure that is their objectives meeting. Means I need to perform, I need to know. First of all, if it is a performances, you need to know. For example, over here, if it's APM, my objectives are clear. Okay, ma'am, I want to clear it for sure. What is my plan? My plans are, ma'am, daily or monthly I will do the mock paper, I will do it. maybe I will do all the resources also, study. And my target is to get what? My target is to get a rank. So this is the way I can go ahead with. For example, if I'm saying you, like company has to manage a lot of things, so they have to have a perfect performance measures. So over here, for example, if I want to measure how good the geo is, how good the business of geo is, how will I measure? Achha, they are good or bad? So can I see how good the connectivity is? Yeah, ma'am. So maybe geo's connectivity can be its performance measurement. If it's Tesla car, I'll see what are the prices, how well it is going ahead. Like I know it's an electronic car, so yeah, how it goes ahead. It's for my ACCA papers. I need to know what plan I made and what am I achieving it. So yes, if I get to know, okay, I am doing some resources, I'm doing from some resources which is not so good, means which is doing what? It's adding no value. So over here, if it's a non-value added activity, non-value added activities, means if you are just studying that, it's of no use. It's of no use. It's out of syllabus. Then you should stop using it. You should not waste your time in doing the non-value added activities. Instead of that, concentrate on the value added activities. So if I be a bit clear, over here there is Potter. You will get to know Potter. He assumed that the setup time, whatever the time it takes to set up a machinery, to set up an equipment over here, is a non-value added activity, because customer is not going to value that activity. Or for example, yeah, I'll just not give you example right now, maybe in the last points also I can give you. Just read it, okay, just read it. The performance management concerns the management of the organization to ensure that it meets its objectives, to set the objectives, to plan how to achieve, and to set the targets and measure whatever the performances are. Over here, if I want to measure the performances, what will I do? I will try to, means I want to measure it. I can say, I can manage, I can like motivate my staff. I can concentrate more on the value added activity by eliminating the non-value added activity. For example, this is my pen. This is my pen. Okay, this is my pen. To make the pen, I had a cost. But what I did, I made an attractive packing with the box. I made a packing with the plastic cover and etc. which increased the cost of the pen. Then I got to know, even if I don't do the packing of box, the value added activities you are doing, which is not generating any benefits out of it. So please stop doing that, because you are unnecessarily increasing the cost which is not valued by your customer. Okay, that can happen. And last over here, managing the risk that the organization faces. Okay, now there is another concept which I told you about, the performance hierarchy. Yes guys, what's performance hierarchy? Over here, I told you that we have several levels, right? We have several levels. So what are those 3 levels? I told you, ma'am, we have top level, bottom level and middle level. So it's known as top means the strategic level. Guys, it's known as the strategy. Who formulates the long-term plans, like more than 1 year plan, maybe more than 5 to 10 years plan. A long-term plan means, should I start this project? Should I launch this project? Should I go into mergers? Should I go into acquisition? Should I block my funds in the investments? Should I do what? All the stuff. Then we have a middle level, means a tactical plans. Tactical level, tactical plans. What's tactical plans? It's a short-term plan. Means not plan day to day. No. Something like 3 months to 12 months plan, or 12 months, near about 12 months. So in the concept, it is like 12 months to 3 years also. Means not a long-term plan, just like for maximum 12 months. So good plan. Like what my manager's plan. Yeah, I'll explain you. Over here, last we have an operational plan, where the normal employees will make the plan. That is basically day-to-day activities they will make. Over here in the top management, who prepares the plan? Like the board of directors, the CEO and all will prepare. In the tactical plans, let's say the production department's manager, productions manager, let's say the sales manager, let's say the R&D's manager, let's say the finance manager, they take up the plan for the whole year. Achha, this is my plan, you have to achieve that way. And the operational level manager, the operational level people are the ground people who have to actually work day-to-day basis. So over here, they have to also make the plans. How? Achha, what they have to achieve, what they don't have to achieve, how are they going to go ahead with all the stuff. They have to concentrate. Cool. Up next over here, we have, as you told, you asked me, ma'am, there was performance hierarchy. So yeah guys, if you can see, this is a performance hierarchy where we have over here the strategic level, means the top management will sit, and will they be like maybe 1, 2, maybe something like that, lesser than that. Middle level management over here, we have over here the tactical levels, and last we have the operational levels where there are a lot of employees working. Yeah, operational levels. So over here in the top management over here, what I will make, the top they will make something which is known as, they will create a mission. They have some mission. I want to be, let's say if it's Geo, I want to make it connectivity very much possible. I want to be at the top position, etc., etc. That is what, that is a mission that they have to achieve it. Then what will be the strategic plans? How will I go there? The main plans. So yeah, the main plans is being prepared by here. So over here we have some strategic plans, yeah, and objectives. In the tactical level plans, I will make the tactical plans, like for example for 1 year what I can make. And these operational level means will make day-to-day plans. How much sales, how much purchase I have to do, what is the cost of raw material, how much cost should get reduced, and so on. Cool. Okay, we'll read it. If you can see the performance hierarchy, yeah, performance hierarchy, we have 3 levels: strategic, tactical, and operational level. The first over here, the mission is being made at the top level management, top level. Then the top level management will do what, guys? They will prepare the strategic plans, the long-term plans. Yeah, like should I go into mergers, should I go into acquisitions, like should I purchase an asset, yeah, block the funds, and so on. So the big decisions will be taken. Yeah, so over here if you can see, the planning will be here, very big things, so it's more. And when it comes to end now guys, the planning will be like, okay, very less. If it's a tactical plans, like which supplier, or like what should be your demand for the month, what should be your production level for the month, levels and all will be decided at the tactical plans. And day-to-day plans, you will see, acha, operational plans, like ma'am, I am having 2-3 suppliers, let's say I am having 3 suppliers from which I take the raw material. Acha, what is the minimum time you want to do? So whatever I want to go ahead with the small things. So that is known as operational level. In the operational levels guys, I need to have a huge control, because if I have a proper control over here, my tactical level will also be perfect. If this is perfect, if this is achieved, obviously your strategy level is achieved. So if you can see the pictogram, yeah, it's very clear. Yeah, the picture says it all. Yeah, the picture says it all. Over here it's known as the top management. Over here we have the top level, the bottom level, in every way. Yeah, so easy. I know these concepts you guys know her, so I'm not taking up a lot of time. So over here we have an author, or the economist I can say, Robert Anthony, who has described the 3 levels of management. That is, first, what you have to do at the day one when you set up the company, set up the organization. Yeah, what is your thought after doing the? So I'll be having one mission. So what's mission? So you have heard this song, Papa Kehte Hai Bada Naam Karega. That is the mission the company wants. The Papa wants a big mission, a big thought the company wants. For example, over here, if it's mission, like I want to be the number 1 company. If it's iPhone's mission, I want to be the best company. Yeah, okay, the best mission. So mission means what? What is your overall aims and goals that you want to achieve it? Yeah, that's all. And every company, every organization, like every room, it's like mostly all the big organization have one statement in the financial statement which shows what is your mission statement, so that the users of the company can get to know what are the plans which the company is going in that direction. Okay, that way we have to go ahead with. Clear? Yes, I hope it's very easy. Yeah, we are getting it done easily. Okay, up next what we have. Okay, these are some levels I told you. So we have 3 levels: the strategic planning, the strategy, the tactical, and the operational. The strategy, the tactical, and the operational plans. Then what is mission? Over here, if it's mission means the involving about this involves establishing the broad overview aims and goals of the company, yeah, to achieve, and the people will have to publish what the mission statements. Now if it is a mission statement, what it is including. So I have to see a chart, like for example, I want to like get good marks, or if my company wants to be the number 1 company, What is the aim? Why have they set up? So yes, I have to get the aims to be achieved. Then the organizations, primarily, who is the stakeholder, who is the client, who is the shareholder, everyone we have to get it. Because over here, we need to know who all are interested in the company, who all are interested in the organization. So we have to say it as a stakeholders. I didn't term the word. I didn't told it is a shareholder. It is a stakeholder. Means who have some or the other interest in my company. So when it is known as stakeholder, means over here stakeholders does not only have shareholders. It is each and every company, each and every party who wants some or the other things from company, or who wants to give some or the other things to company. So who are the stakeholders who are interested in the company's performance? Like if the company performs good, my stakeholder will be happy. If the company does not perform good, my stakeholder will be very sad. So who are known as the stakeholders? Yes. So you will be knowing the round of about the stakeholders for sure. So when I say guys, it is known as the stakeholders. It's a combination of what? It's a combination means all other parties who are known as stakeholders. Means it's a shareholder, sure. Because shareholder wants what, guys? Shareholder wants, yeah, please take this thing into consideration. Shareholder wants good amount of dividend. Shareholder wants what? Okay, people want they want dividend. They want the growth of the company. Yeah, growth of the company. They want the company should have a good profits. What does other stakeholder means? It's the creditors. It's the employees. It's the government. Is it that much? Shareholders, stakeholders, yeah, creditor, supplier, employees, yeah, my supplier also, maybe the last society also. So yeah, we have a couple of stakeholders, means whosoever are interested in my company, interested in the good going of my company. So if I say shareholder wants dividend and growth, what does creditor wants? They want that. Okay, I just made creditor and supplier. I would have made this. Instead of that, I would have written it over here. Let's say the customers. Let's say my customers. Hey, what my customer wants, guys? My customer wants a better quality product from me at a reduced price. Agreed? They want good quality product at a lesser price. Agreed? Hey, what my employee wants from the company? I'm the employee. I want a stability. I want the company to grow so that my salary will grow. So the company wants, the employee wants a safe place to work, a safe place plus security of the job. Agreed? Yes. What does government wants? More tax. That I should contribute more towards the country. Contribute towards the country. By paying, like say, for paying more tax, etc. What does supplier wants? So from whom I am purchasing things, what he wants? He wants that I should purchase in bulk. I should purchase in bulk and I should make him a payments. Yeah. He wants that price, he wants more and he wants I should make him more payment plus perfect payments all the time. Last but not the least, what does society wants? Do society wants anything? Society wants very much employment. Society wants that I should take care of the society, some CSR ratios, some CSR I should contribute. All this stuff is what the stakeholder is interested, and they really want from the company for sure. Okay, up next, what it is? Yeah, what's my aim? So I have to write it. What are my primary aims? So what I will be contributing it towards them, to my clients, my customers, shareholders, and the congregation also. So how the organization provides these values to the stakeholders? So even that we have to understand. By giving them proper services or products, we will achieve that. Then over here in the mission statement, I told you in the question where I show you what gets done gets measured. Yeah, over here there is a Peter Drucker. So Peter Drucker has given you guys one thing which he wants. Okay, whenever a company is finding out anything like I want to know what is my mission for my company, we need to answer these 4 questions. We have to answer these 4 questions. What are the 4 questions, guys? What is our business? Like, what is my business? What am I engaged with? What is my business? Let's say my business is to manufacture something. Let's say my business is of telecom industry. Okay, my business is telecom. What is valued by my customer? If it's like Geo, let's say, taking consideration of Geo. Okay, what is my business, guys? My business is to, let's say, have the Geo. Like I am into the telecom industry. Hey, what is valued by my customer? Yeah, we know. What customer likes more of Geo is the connectivity. Yeah, way back prior to like 7-8 years, we used to get like in 200 rupees, we used to get like 2 GBs or 3 GBs or whatever. Today we get so much in free, right? Yeah. So connectivity plus at low cost. Yeah. Then I need to go ahead. What should our business be? So what is the thing that they want? They want their business. My business should be having a good brand image. Yeah, brand image. My company should be in such a way that a lot of people know about the company. Yeah. And last, this is important. What will our business be? What is my dream? Where I want my business to be in the future, like where I see myself in the future. That is what is the questions that Peter Drucker wants. Okay, we have to ask it while setting up the missions. Okay, so yeah, these are certain 4. What is our business? Yeah, what is our business? Where I want to be? Where am I? And what is my future? Like, what is my business? Okay, so that way. These are the fundamental questions. Now, if you see the hierarchy, this is the fashion that says strategic planning, then tactical, and the operational. If you see the hierarchy, strategic planning is not so in-depth. Means, if I'm saying you, my board of the directors asked me, okay, Ashwini, please give me the reports about the success of the company, or please give me the reports how the company's performances are regarding the labors and all, etc. So do you think the finance director or the CEO is having so much of time that he can come and talk with the labor? Acha, this is the problem. Okay, you can go ahead, etc., etc. So no. So whenever we want to analyze what are the top management thinking and what they want to give, we need to know, okay, from the the perspective, long perspective, very broad perspective, that the company would don't want, the top managements are not so free that if I annexed so many details they will understand. No, they want the details, they want the planning also very precise, because they have a lot of things. Because they have a lot of things to take care of. Yeah? They want to focus more on what things. So yeah, over here it's a strategic plan, over here it's a tactical, and the operational plan. So if you see the strategic plan, for how long it is, guys? Is my strategic plan for 1 year, 2 year? No. It's basically a plan which goes long way. So maybe you want to focus on the long term thing, like for example, maybe my plans can be ranging from 5 to 10 years, or like 3 to 10 years, or whatever it is. And my plan is to do what? My plan, who prepares the strategic plans? Yeah, the I'll book it with another color so it is visible clearly. So who is going to prepare? So my senior manager is going to prepare the plans, which may range from like 3 to 10 years. Yeah, obviously considering what the strategic objective, the important objective, means not like day-to-day things, like where should I invest it? Yeah, in which business segment should I go ahead? Segment I should go ahead. Where should I invest, like in the capital or not? What's the company's total profitability and all such big plans you have to make. So such plan includes overall profitability of different segments, yeah, or maybe like the capital equipment needs and so on. So that is your strategic plan. Then what are the activities? So yeah, this is what happens. So yeah, these are the stuff. I need to decide which product, like product A, product B. Like over here, Samsung, I was saying, Samsung. I was having a LED TV, which did not have any demand, but mobiles had a huge demand. So I think like product B ke saath we have to go ahead. Yeah, then I have to think, acha, if this is not working, can I use its investment and increase my sales? Yes. So investment decision. Planning for environmental change. Maybe identifying the competitive advantages of the company, and last but not the sale, long-term scale, because I cannot go ahead and think from the short-term perspective only. So I have to consider all those stuff. Easy? Yes. Up next, we have some measures. If I want to achieve this, I have to take care some of the other thing. Like I have to consider like if I'm thinking okay, yeah, big plan, I have to make this much of sales, yeah, this much production should be there. But what if COVID came, which is an unavoidable situation? If it is an unavoidable situation, what do you think? Will it affect the profitability? Obviously it will affect. It will affect your plan. It will affect. Yeah, it will affect. So strategic plan says over here, we need to have a strategic control measures by understanding the profits of the segment, external factors influencing the organization, today's present and potential studies, and the investment operations. Yes. Now, once I am done with the strategic planning is done, means I want to more of focus on the situation, like more the quality information, because when it is strategic plan na, they don't want the quantitative information, a hell lot of information, they don't have time to search. So they'll say please give me the reports. Now the top management will want only the reports which is qualitative types, so they don't want a couple of big reports. They want quality information, that's all. They want some quality information. But when it goes ahead with the tactical plans, yeah, when it is tactical means, guys, it's a middle level plan. So we have to think, like for example, ma'am, like if I want to go ahead, let's say my finance department will think, okay, this is my target. Let's say my previous year's target was 20% was my ROI, return on investment. This year my target is to get, the current year my target is to get, let's say, minimum 40%. Okay. What is the marketing team thinking? Ma'am, my sales should increase by so and so percentage. Yeah, ma'am, let's say your production department is thinking, your production should increase by so and so percentage. So what is this? It's a long term plan. No, it's something which is achievable, but within a short span, like maybe just in 1 year and something like that. Maybe I am planning accordingly. So that is known as the tactical plan. Over here we have like middle level people. Now it's not like it's not BOD, not CEO. No, CEO and all will not stuff. Here the managers will work. Here the managers, or whatever the relevant finance, target, or marketing, production departments are. Okay, so they'll work accordingly. They decide how the resources of the business should be utilized. For example, how many people to be employed. So who does that? Ma'am, HR department. So we have a lot of departments who will be focusing on that. Clear? Yes. Then guys, over here, what do they include? For example, you can, whenever tactical planning comes up, think from the departments. What are the departmental heads? What are the departmental managers focusing on? For example, they would want to focus on the strategy. Means my top management gave me a strategy that Ashwini ma'am, that you have to go ahead with the acquisition. So they gave the strategy. Who will work? The middle level management. The tactical plannings will be working, so that I can do what? Implementing the decision which has been taken by the strategic plans. Then what I'll do? Every year, maybe every year start. What I do? Ma'am, we prepare the budget. Considering the scenarios. And every year end we have to check also. But every year end checking, it's very old. So in budgeting we will get to know we have a lot of the things in which we can go ahead with the checking. Like it's not just the year one I made the budget, by year end I'll check the budget, I'll get the variances. Chalo, next year say we will go ahead and maybe we'll solve the budget's problem. No, not that way. Maybe if it's the HR department, what they'll do? They'll recruit the staff. Maybe short time, like it's like typically 1 year ahead. So you have to plan for 1 year maybe. They have to use what? I wanted to explain you. This is very important. Okay. Yeah. Whenever I'm talking to you about the departments, guys, or whatever the levels. So yeah, we understood like ma'am, we have 3 levels, like strategic level. Yeah. Then it's the tactical level and the operational level. Guys, in strategic level, your plans will be basically from like 3 to 10 years. Over here, it will be like 1 to 3 years. It will be something like obviously lesser than like it's something like it focus on day-to-day operations. Yeah, cool. Who is going to make up the plans? So who will be concentrating? It will be very senior management. Like it could be my CEO and all. Maybe here the departmental's head can manage. Here the employees will have to employees will have to keep the track for sure. Okay. Okay, now who will get what information? If I'm talking to you about information, if I want to make a strategic plan, like should I invest in this project? Should I go ahead with merger? Should I go ahead with acquisition? From where will you get? Internally? No. A huge amount of external information, external info means to see the news, to see the medias, to see the financial reports of some another company, to see what things which is external. Okay, yeah. When it goes to tactical, ma'am, we have to see both. If you're preparing the budgets and all, what you have to see? Internal stuff also you have to see. Acha, what is your down? Like I'm the manager. I have to see internally what is the scenario, what are the capacity, and external functions also we have to see. But when it is organizational function, they have to concentrate only on the internal matter because I need to come up with my own consequences. Okay, so there are certain things. In these now, we don't want detailed information. Over here, some qualitative information is fine. Here I want what? Quality plus proper quantity I want. Here a hell lot of quantitative. A lot of numbers. Acha, this is the price of raw material. From if I purchase from that supplier, this will be everything, every damn thing will be taken care by the operational level. I hope it's clear. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Yes. Yeah, I tried making it very easy. Yeah, you can just read it once. Yeah, we can read this stuff. Okay, so I was about reading this. Like it requires both what internal and external information. Now when it goes towards operational planning, the lower level management. So what they focus on? Yeah, ma'am, they focus on internal stuff. And what is their duty? Ma'am, they have to prepare it like day-to-day decisions they have to take. Like day-to-day decisions. And they are the people who are like the front line. Why front line? Ari Baba, they make it. They make the production. Let's say for example. So do they know what is the market price? Yeah, they only know. Catcha, this raw material I can get in this price. So you don't put the budget anything. Like the budget is made. Okay, you make the raw material. You get the raw material at $10. I don't get $10. It is $15. Revise your budget. So who knows each and every stuff? Each and every stuff is being known by the operational level. Because the managers such as whatever the clerks and all, they can take the task clearly. Yeah. And yeah, obviously, this is what guys, it's highly detailed. Because they want a hell lot of quantitative information, lot of things. Yeah. To achieve this, they have to, for example, if I achieved operational goals, if I achieve this, my tactical goals will also be achieved, and that if my tactical goals are achieved, it will achieve my strategy. So it goes that way. Cool, easy. Yeah. So if you see what are the things which we need to learn it in the operational goals are my routing planning day to day. My decisions regarding which inventory from which supplier you have to ask, whether you are having let's say 3 suppliers. I think like 3 suppliers are quoting different price. It's okay, cancel 3 suppliers. Move towards only 1 supplier so that you purchase in bulk. If you purchase in bulk, what do you get guys? I get a hell lot of discounts. So why should I go and purchase it only from like 1, 2, 3, 4 different supplier? Ek se purchase karu na, baat khatam karu. That way. Last, based on what internal information I get. Cool, easy, very easy. Like what do I measure? I measure some variances, day-to-day receivables, payables, customers requirement, customers complaint, everything. I only get it. Cool. Now, what is the very important thing which the Peter Drucker said? If you would have read in the question, this is there. What gets measured gets done. This is what Peter Drucker said. For example, if I say you guys, if I say you are in the class. This is my classroom. This is my classroom. I told Baba, roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, roll number 4. Roll number 1 got A plus. Roll number B got B. Roll number C got B. Roll number 4 got A. Roll number 5 got B plus. Hey, who performed well? So you will say, ma'am, first rank A, like she should get. Maybe second rank, 4th number should get. Third rank, whom to give? Can I tie? This is not the performance. If it's A plus, okay, down to that it is written. From A plus, it ranges from 80 to 90 marks. The people get A plus. Is it proper to measure this? So here, if this is a scenario, nobody will get an encouragement. Yeah, I will not strive for 1-to-1 marks. No. It's better to give them marks. It's better to give them marks. Instead of doing this stuff, what I thought of, let me not do this. So yeah, let me not do this. I just wanted to erase all those stuff. I said, no. I wanted to go ahead. I don't want this stuff. I want to allot them marks. Let's say for roll number 1, she got 84 marks. Let's say roll number 2 got 80. Roll number 3 got 74. Let's say roll number 5 got 50. Let's say roll number 5 got 86. So now I can allot. Acha, she's the first one, she's the second, she's the third, fourth and fifth. So what gets measured is done correct. Means I'll get an encouragement to work more hard, to work like that way. So that is known as measurement, role of performance measurement. So over here, who is going to get measured? It can be individuals, जिनको हम measure कर सकते हैं, to whom I can measure. It is a group of people, it's a division, it's a department, like everything we can measure it. Because today, it's not just an individual who is getting measured, it's the department, the division, you know. In the schools, let's say, in the schools, I am having, let's say, 100 students in one class. So we put it into division A, division B. Then we have a competition. Oh, division A is working well. Division B, arey ma'am, pass ratio. Comparing, that's all. Comparison, that's all. So yeah, the entire. So what Peter Drucker said, this means that the employees, if the employees are aware that their performances are being seen, they will work. Otherwise, haphazard work. Getting it? If I know I'm taking up the class, my students are going to view, I will be saying correct. Otherwise, if I know nobody is going to check, go on. That should not be there, right? Okay, clear? Yeah, this just one, I'll just read it. You have already gone through the differences. If it's strategic level, it's a long-term plan, 3 to 10 years, senior management. Yeah, middle level management, more detailed but short-term, over a period of 1 year. And this operational, day to day. Okay. Scope, is it going to cover everything, ma'am? So you will say, okay, ma'am, they are going to cover the whole organization. Over here, they'll consider the departments or the activities. Over here, the day-to-day activities. Information, they want external, qualitative, internal plus external. Yeah, it's my strategic level, it's my tactical, and it's my operational. They want internal information in the quantitative things. They will rely on what? Gathering the information, planning and controlling. Rather than controlling, they will make plans. They'll be doing short-term plans. They'll be doing day-to-day plans. Easy? Clear? Very pretty? Clear? Yeah. Now, for example, if I say you, okay, we made the plans. See the picture. They both are fighting like hell. Why are they fighting, guys? Why are they fighting? Do they don't like each other? Not that way. So basically, there are certain conflicts which arises between the level of plans. Division, like the top management made the plan. 1 lakh units you produce. Arey Baba, the ground level knows there is no demand. So there are conflicts. Divisional manager want their own profits. So what they'll do? In the budget you will get to know, but I am expecting you would have already learned because it is a revisionary part. So I can explain you that also. For example, who prepares the budget? Yeah, maybe the budgets are prepared by the middle level manager. So let's say the production department, production head knows. Mr. X know, unko pata hai, they know that it is very easy target, to manufacture, let's say 1 lakh units. Like the company can easily make 1 lakh units. Aram se, it's very easy. So what they did, the production head gave a budget to top management, okay, our budget to make the production in the next year is, let's say, 80k. If you can achieve 1 lakh, why are you giving 80k? Because it will be achieved and the manager, the production head will get bonus. So the objectives now are different because individual wants its own profit. So they don't promote goal congruence. What's goal congruence? खुद का साइड पे रख के कंपनी का सोचो, means keep your aspects, your desires aside and think from the company's perspective. So yeah, they don't do that. So obviously it is a problem. It's a problem, right? Okay. So what they have given us? So there are basically several conflicts arising between whom? The plans that the top management prepares and the local level men prepares. Because the top management actually do not know what's the scenario. Say just haphazard they'll make the plan. Not haphazard. But actually what's, let's say the top management has put catch, this should be the price of the material. But lower level management knows actually we cannot get it at this price, ma'am. It's wrong. If they know it's wrong, then somebody has to correct it, isn't it? So yeah, who is going to correct it? So maybe there'll be some conflicts arising. Okay, cool. So over here, for the manager incentive scheme, yeah, the manager's incentive scheme are bonus. Like for example, Reliant. So what they'll do, they'll give you some wrong bonus. They'll give you some wrong strategy over here. They'll give you some wrong budgets to get their own profits, such that, for example, even this can happen, huh, guys. Just try to understand. Yeah, I actually don't like all this stuff like Sona. I write like less. I write it, but I want you guys to understand it. So cool. Okay, guys, try to understand it. Yeah, guys, try to understand it over here. What can happen? Even these can happen. Let's say the budget is given of, let's say, 1 lakh units, and you know sometimes your normal capacity is not 1 lakh, guys. Let's say my normal capacity is to produce 80k units. So the manager wants to achieve this, because he's been told, if you achieve 1 lakh, definitely you get a bonus of 20%. If I want to get a bonus, what I'll say, I'll tell my employees to work very hard, maybe overtime. So what they'll do, they'll work very hard, very hard, very hard. They will do fast work. Maybe they'll ignore the quality. Managers getting the bonus, ignoring the quality. In the short term, it's okay. But what will happen in long run, you know? If the quality is bad of the product, customers are mad at what? Customers got to know product is not good. In long run, they will not even purchase things from the company, isn't it? So it is going to impact the long run perspective. So what they have told here, the managers' incentive schemes may not be aligned with the strategy of the organization. So maybe that. Another, the local managers, my ground level staff knows more better than what the directors know on the prices and all. So please concentrate on them also. And over here, the long term plans are prepared before the period. For example, the top management make the plan. Okay, in this current year, let's say 5 lakh units should be sold. Units to be sold. Ayo, current year, COVID came. Everything was locked down. Things needs to be revised. Don't you think the budgets needs to be changed? So actual conditions may be different because of the market changes or whatever the scenario changes can happen. And last, the local managers, my managers may feel that the formal strategic plans are very stiff. Means it's very strong, like 5x to 5x. Are Baba, if this thing happened, can you please not be flexible? Yeah, so flexibility is an issue. So yes, guys, so these are certain conflicts which the people can have. Up next, we have performance pyramid. So performance pyramid is not so important, but yeah, if it is there, so we just need to know. So I told you it's a model of performance management where we have over here the top management, over here the strategic thing, we have the strategic level, over here the middle level means the technical level, and over here last but the lower means the operational levels we have. So over here all the people have to work coordinated. If I'm working for my own benefits, let's say this is working for its own benefit, so they are doing wrong with this top and bottom also. So what they have to work, guys, so the different level people have to work, ensure the hierarchy and work with the coordinated manners so that the organization's common goal is achieved. Cool? Yes. Students, this is a fast track revision, so that's the reason I'm not taking up so much of time, right? I am expecting you guys have studied it prior. No, this is not your first time. Cool? Otherwise it will like one chapter in the class I take like 5 hours to complete just one theory. The students know that. So rational model is what? Let's take an planning. Okay, if I want to do some choose, okay, if I want to choose something, like for example I want to make some plans. Let's say if I want to make some plans, so is it so easy to make the plans? For example it's a rational model. So what, I think it's clearly visible over it. I'll just make it a bit bigger, so yeah, at least it is visible for you guys. So what I have to do for the first, guys, I have to make a strategy. So I have to see, okay, if I want to enter into business, if I want to enter into some business, I have to plan something which the top management do. They have to see, acha, is it external analysis? Like you have to, first of all, before entering into any new business, what I have to see, are there any opportunities and threats in the market? If yes, please don't enter into that business. Then see, are you good at doing this? Yeah, what are your strengths and weakness? What is your stakeholder expecting from you? Can you fill those? Means over here, if you understand it internally or externally, I have to understand, like question we have to also always enter before entering into, like whether I can enter what is my external weakness and strength. For example, if it's internal thing, I have to first of all check whether my business is in the better position to do it or not. Then I have to also think like whether the stakeholders are interested only in the market share or they want profit also. If I all these things I have analyzed, and then we have to thought whether it is possible to think and possible to get whatever I have thought, like whatever I have desired, can I achieve it? If yes, then we go ahead with the choices. For example, if I'm having a gaps, if I am having a gaps, so I will try to reduce the gaps, means I'll try to reduce the variations. So what choices I can have? Like if I want to acquire another company, I want growth. So for growth, I have like say 3 choices. I want to acquire another company. I want to, let's say, organically grow. Let's say I want to merge with another company. So I have to understand like which direction should I go? What are my choices? What is better from the company's perspective? And last, if you have thought something, you have to go ahead and set the things. You have to make the plans. If you have thought of acquiring, make the plans, set the targets, and monitor and get control if your targets are deviating from whatever you have made the plans. So this is how it goes. Okay. Now, this is what is very common and which everybody knows. Now, whatever objectives the company is having, it needs to be smart. Smart means what, guys? Is it something like it should be ready very well? No, it's not that. It's basically, it needs to be smart means it needs to be something which is SMART. What is S? It needs to be specific. Means I will be in the position to measure it. Means it needs to be something like specific. Specific means I have to tell, acha, team A, you have to do this work. Team B, you have to do this work. Team C, your responsibility is to do this. So it needs to be very specific. Whatever work you have allotted, you have to be very specific. If it's specific, it needs to be measurable. Like A plus marks, you got B plus. That will not work. Percentage will work. It needs to be measurable perfectly. Then if it is A, it is something which is attainable. Means you should be in the position. If I say you, in APM guys, get 120 marks. So you'll say, ma'am, are you mad? From where will I get 120? Its paper is of 100 marks. So it should be something which is achievable and attainable. Like I should not go beyond anything like, kuch bhi. No. It should be achievable and attainable. Then R is, it needs to be relevant. It needs to be relevant. Means it should be timely basis. It should be perfectly relevant. It should be important for those it is required. So it needs to be relevant and it should be on the time basis. Means if I tell you, okay, timely basis, if I tell you, okay, please make a sale of, let's say, 1 lakh unit of laptops. If you are into laptop business, so you will say, ma'am, I can make it. In how much period? Is it 1 month? Is it 1 year? Yeah, is it 1 year? Is it let's say 10 years? Time should be given specifically, okay? So that is the meaning of SMART. I hope you guys understood what is SMART, right? So SMART is having the objectives. It needs to be specific, measurable, attainable and achievable. It needs to be relevant and timely basis. Cool? Simple. Over here, the rationals of SMARTs are this: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time basis. Cool? Very easy. Now over here, if I want to have a strategic choice. So what strategic choice? Let's say I am having a choice of going ahead with, let's say I was having 3 choices: acquire, I want to do merger, or maybe I want to organically grow. Let's say I am planning organically grow, or whatever, my spellings are very bad. Organically grow. So for example, I thought ki chalo na, we'll acquire another industry. So to acquire, to assess the choice, I should have the 3 things. I should have 3 possible criteria which makes me catch up about if this is a situation I can acquire that. So what are the 3 criteria? First, is it suitable? Is it suitable? Do you know? Let's say for example, I am into FMCG industry. I thought of let's acquire telecom industry. Do you know anything about telecom? Do you have any knowledge? Do you have any strength? Do you have any weakness? Like it's complete weakness. Market me, there is opportunity, grab it, but at least you should know something. So does the strategy suitable for your company? Do you have a strength on that? Do you know the product is fine? If you say no, ma'am, I have learnt about telecom industry. Yes. only your decision will not work. You have to ask others also. For example, is it acceptable for everyone? My shareholders, my employees, everybody. Are you accepting this? If it is acceptable, go ahead. Otherwise, no. So second is acceptability. Is the strategy acceptable? Both risk and return. If it is yes, हवा में बात मत करो. Don't talk in air. Do you have? Do you have? If yes, go ahead. For example, what I do have. Is it feasible? Is it feasible? Do you have the proper resources? Resources means not only money, guys. It's not only money. Do you have skilled people? Do you have proper infrastructure? Do you have all the stuff? If yes, only then go ahead with the strategy. Otherwise, don't go ahead. Think clearly. Think easily. What it is given, guys, we have 3 strategies. What are those 3 strategies? It needs to be suitable, it needs to be acceptable, it needs to be feasible. Yeah, it needs to be feasible also. So if I want to acquire a company, is it not so easy to acquire? No, ma'am, it's not so easy. First of all, is it suitable? Yeah, maybe the people will accept it. Maybe I am having the strengths. Maybe it is acceptable also. But maybe if I am not feasible, yeah, maybe if I am lagging the resources, I will not be able to achieve it. Okay, that way. So all this, if it is agreed, if everything is yes, only then I can choose my strategy and can move ahead. Clear? Easy? Now if you read this, guys, it's about the role of performance management in achieving the objectives. What's the role of performance management? If I want to achieve, what is the first thing? My senior management, mean my strategic level people, my CEO, my board of directors will do what? Guys, they'll do planning. They'll set the performances. They'll tell you, okay, Baba, this is what they want, etc., etc. They'll tell you about the targets. Then they'll give you some budgets also. Then you have to see, acha, you got the budget X. Let's say my budget was to make 1 lakh sales. Actually, you made a sales of, I'll say 80k. So you get, okay, ma'am, there is a deviation of 20k. 20k is a deviation. There is a problem. Now you have to analyze why it was. Why? See, I told my students also, okay, ratios, getting the deviation in the budgets and all is not important. Like 11th and 12th standard student can also find. It's not required. Okay, it's okay. You get some marks for numerical. Pakka. But it's important. Why? Always why? Why? Ma'am, because of COVID. Ma'am, demand was not there. Ma'am, demand was not there. Ma'am, the customers are not liking, etc., etc. So you have to analyze and interpret, and not just that. Ma'am, interpret kar de, ma'am. People don't like. Harry, people don't like will not work. Try to make a corrective actions so that in the next time it is good. So what do you have to make it? Modify the targets. Please modify. Please review the budgets and take the decisions properly. So what I have to do, guys? I have to apply now the control. Agreed? So it's not that people didn't like this. My job is over. No. I have to make them like. So yeah, it's that only. The long-term planning, they have to set the mission, identify the objectives, search for the best course, get the objectives, select it for the long term, make the budgets, check the results. If there is any deviation, go and put the control and everything. It is on and on. Like everything is a ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. Correct? Yes, students, just give me a minute. Now, we are going to understand the very important thing. Just a second. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, students, so students, now this becomes the first important point which can come up in your paper, that is known as CSFs. So yeah, what is CSF? CSF, it's a critical success factor. So people will not understand, most of the people will understand the formula, maybe they'll understand the definition, like what it is based. But like I need to understand what is very critical to get the success. So if I say you, if these things are done right, then the business will be successful. What it is, ma'am? Just try to write it. Just try to analyze it. What is critical success factors? Okay, if I tell you, if this thing went right, you will achieve. What are the things? If these critical things went right, critical things are correct, you achieve success. You achieve success. So what's that? Yeah, for that now we'll understand with an example. Means if I'm doing these things correct, my business will be successful. For example, if it is Reliance Jio, if Reliance Jio want to be successful, what it should have? They cannot compromise on one thing. Yeah, they cannot compromise on the connectivity. They cannot compromise on the voice quality. Yes. So for Reliance Jio to be a CSF, to be a critical success factor, they cannot compromise on the quality. They cannot compromise on the connectivity and the voice quality, right? So that is a critical success factor. For me, let's say if I'm going ahead with, let's take the example of service industry, hospital. So if it's a hospital, what is the CSFs? What things they cannot go wrong? If I'm telling you, the time that they take to attend one patient, if they take a long time, the success ratio in the surgeries are also not so good. So that is what they are not doing it well. But if I say the doctor is doing very well, like every patient over here, it's getting very good thing. Like so you have 100% confidence. Like if your treatment is done in that hospital, it will be 100% success ratio. So the surgery, the recovery rate is the critical success factor. For example, if I say my studies, like for example, if I'm teaching you guys, for me the critical success factor will be my students getting rank, my students getting passed. So this is known as the critical success factor. Means any business who wants to grow more has to maintain, has to achieve the CSFs. So how will that be measured? That will be measured with the KPIs, like the indicators. My students getting passed, the ratio is a critical success factor. The ratio that I find out is the indicator. Cool. So over here, if you just read it, the CSFs, the critical success factor says the organization would need to define what is CSF. It is clearly said that it needs to get right in order to achieve its objectives. The things need to be done correct. For example, if it's a surgery, it needs to be done correct. Yeah, it needs to be successful. It needs to be a recovery rate. Yeah, perfect. So an element of the organization activity which is central to its future success, obviously, that is known as basically the critical success factor. Over here, the factors may change over the period of time. Like for example, it can be like for something, it can be product, it can be like quality, it can be the attitude of the employees, brand awareness, and the flexibility for sure. For example, as I told you, car manufacturing. For car manufacturing, for example, if I'm talking to you about the car manufacturing, what will be the critical success factor? If the model is good, if the prices are less, yeah. Over here, if I just ordered my car, like they told, Arey, we will take like 1 month to do the delivery, like it's just in the order. Arey Baba, that may not be the critical success factor, right? For example, if it is the FMCG, food manufacturing, FMCG, maybe the hygiene, maybe the quality, yeah, can be the critical success factor. Then if it's a life insurance, the policies that they have is a critical success factor. If it's a supermarket, a super mall, I'm going, I told guy I want this, it's not there. I told this, it's not there. Arey Baba, you don't have anything. So that is very bad in your critical success factor. But if you have the product mix perfectly available, that's a success. Yeah. So that is known as CSS. So students, if I'm telling to you about the CSS, this is a higher chances may come up in your exam. How? You'll be having a storyline, whatever the concept, you'll be having a concept in which you'll be given a lot of stuff in the question. Now you have to identify out of that thing that the company is doing, what is critical success factor. If they meet this thing, that is success for them. That is critical. Means if you want to be successful, you cannot compromise on this part. Okay. For example, how does the organization identify these? First, the structure of industry. What's the structure of industry? Over here, the industry has to set a CSF depending upon, like if it is car, if it's a car industry, they have to have a proper network, dealer. Within 1 month, you will get a delivery, ma'am, it's very bad. If it's the industry, if I'm talking to you about FMCG industry, It's the hygiene which they cannot qualify, like which with them cannot compromise. If it's a fashion industry, if it's a fashion industry, they cannot compromise with what? They cannot compromise with the updates which the new things are coming with the fashion. Yeah. If it's a hospital, they cannot compromise with the patients, like that way. Cool. So it depends upon the industry. Second, it also depends upon the competitive strategy and industry's position at the geographical location. For example, for some CSFs, it will be common to all organizations operating in the industry. But for some, it is a specific industry which they have to take care more. Yeah, so it depends upon, are you going to be a niche player or you're going to be a low cost provider? Means over here, best example is Geo and iPhone. Geo, who is going to be a low cost provider, who has made the prices, they have reduced so badly the prices. Initially, so they were giving in free, then they have charged so less prices that other telecom industry are not in the position to even compete with them. They are out of the market. But when I talk to you about iPhone, it is not going to hit to those who are price sensitive customers. Like, okay, I don't care about the price, I'm more of quality person. So they want to make the product so different that the people will not feel anything like more to pay. So it all depends upon, do you want to have a cost leadership? Do you want to have a cost leadership, or do you want to have, like iPhone, do you want to have a product differentiation? Product differentiation. I hope you're getting it. Yeah. So we here now, it's like it depends upon the strategy also, upon the positions also. Okay. Up next, we have some environmental factors also. For example, if there is a change in the environment, how will I adapt to that? For example, some thing like, if I'll just say you about the environmental change. For example, if there is a shortage, we know oil shortage. After some time, definitely I know the petroleum shortage will be there. How am I impacting? Am I contributing anything to CSR and whatnot? About the temporary effects also. For example, this was a Nokia mobile. Yeah, lot of Nokia mobile in 1 year, particular year. A lot of Nokia mobile initially was being sold at a good pace. But what happened to the Nokia mobile? They were busting. Yeah, there was some batch was produced which was like blast was happening. So what happened? It's a temporary factor. So the company has to recall a lot of mobiles which they made a sale. So yeah, even that could be a factor. Yeah. So over here, certain items may become very critical in short term because of some current situation which is not acceptable. So even that can be a critical success factor. So even that can be the sources which I have to consider. Yeah. Up next is functional managerial position. Like over here, the function of the manager will also determine the critical success factor that are very important. For example, how is the product's quality and the inventory's control. Cool. So these are the main important sources of critical success factor. If you can look at this pictogram, it is very simple. Like classifying the CSFs is what? We have to classify internal, means what internally the managers can control. If it's external, see what are the issues outside which I have to take care before taking up any decision. For that, I can give you an example. For example, internally means I have to consider, achha, how good can I give the quality? Yeah, quality. Like customer wants what? For example, if it's an iPhone, customer wanted what? Customer wanted mobile, plus they wanted free charger also. But customer wanted what? Another thing, maybe the customer wanted C type charger, right? You remember type C charger? Yeah. So here what happened eventually, customer wanted type C charger, so they got to know what the customer wants, so they can control, they can analyze what it is, like external thing, which are the prices which cannot be controlled by the entity. For example, what can be done if the petrol prices increase? I cannot do anything, I cannot just do anything, right? Yeah. Then I need to monitor what was my budget and where I am. And last but not least, it's to build. Means I want to see where I want to go ahead in the future. I want to build something in the future. For example, it's the Lakshya classes. They have built a so bright future for all of us guys. And they were initially having the classes in Hindi and Malayalam. Now it is in Hindi and Malayalam, no sorry, Malayalam and English. Now they wanted to build up a new sector in the Hindi language too. So yes, that is what are the CSF, these critical success factors. So yeah, it's just the internal and external versus. So yeah, students, over here every manager needs to have some internal and external stuff also. So that is the primary concerns that they need to have it. And maybe there is a difference between monitoring over here and adapting. So what's monitoring? To just have an eye, and to build and to adopt means in future I want these things to take place. Cool? Yeah, that is something which is there. Up next, students, we have KPIs. To get CSFs, the company needs to see and have an overview on KPIs also. So what is key performance indicators? So the key performance indicators, KPIs needs to have these features. Like I need to measure effectiveness of the levels, the efficiency of the money that you have, contain both the internal, external information, everything. Then I cannot compromise on like what? Financial and non-financial issues. Financial means money terms. Non-financial means, let's for example, which I cannot quantify in the terms. Like for example, I can say the quality of the products. I have to consider both. Then the targets given to my employees, the coverage of short term and long term needs to be flexible, and they have to create everything perfect with all the dimensions. If they create all those stuff, the KPIs are perfect, and guys, they normally achieve what? The strategic over here, the key, the success, the critical success factors too. Okay, students, over here it says that way. The roles. Okay, what is the role of accountant? So when I was very small, I was being told, Kacha, this is the financial statements. Accountant, come and put these figures in the position, financial position, P&L account. Put the position, put the amount. It's not that today. No, no, no. They have to make it. But today, they are also known as the decision giver, the decision maker. Why? Because they are actually the person who knows the stuff, who knows the actual market. So we would want him, Acha Baba, come here. Please give your opinions also, what is relevant. So yes, so we, the management accountant has always been played a large role in the performance management because they help in what? Help in setting targets and budgets. As the scope has also increased and has changed. So prior to many years, they were known as they were just preparing the financial statements. So major role was to prior to make the financial statements, but now it has increased to making the plans, controlling and achieving. So yeah, their role has shifted. In the present situation, the manager's role have shifted from operational matters to business support or decision maker. Are you getting it, guys? Yeah, are we going cool? Yes. Yeah, now he is a provider of what? Only the financial figures, plus he have to write what's the quality, etc, etc. So you have to consider both the internal, external and financial, non-financial figures. He has to understand all the input data like ERP, softwares, everything you know. It's not just the financial figures. He has to be updated with all those stuffs also. Yeah, yes. Cool. Yes, students. I think like now we can take a break. And now after a short break, we'll be starting with the most important point, which is known as benchmarking performances. Let's take a break of 2 minutes and we'll be resuming it back. So hello students, now we are at a position where we can start up the most important topics, okay, which I really am expecting that it can be tested in your paper. Yeah, because as many papers I have checked it now students, or like I have analyzed it, benchmarking is one of the favorite position which it comes in the paper. So yes students, without any further delay, let's understand which is the most important topic. Okay, so yeah, we are going to understand over here students the benchmarking. So what's the meaning of benchmarking? Just think for once and analyze. For example, like if I, like in my family, let's say we have two daughters, okay, two daughters and one son for sure. So anytime whenever we used to go to school, I was very topper and my sister wasn't so much. So all the teachers used to say, Acha, Ashwini got very good marks. What did my sister Manashwi got? Yeah. So they used to do what, guys? They used to compare things. So as such, do you think comparison is better? So I'll say you, at times we have to compare it. From the business and the organization's perspective, the people always try to compare it. Compare with what? For example, this is my XYZ company. In the XYZ company, let's say I want to know, is my current year situation better than my previous? So I got to know over here, let's say the net profit ratio, NP's ratio was, let's say 20% in the current year. My previous year it was 18%. So you'll say, ma'am, yeah, current year it's better. So what I did, guys, I just try to benchmark it. Over here, whenever I'm saying you to do the benchmarking, what's the meaning of benchmarking and why is it important? So am I supposed to do the benchmarking only within internal within organization? It's not. Maybe I can do with the similar industry also. Yeah. So I just want to know which competitor is better. For example, I have to select one company. For example, I'm Vivo, mobile industry. I'll take up Oppo. I'll see their financials. I'll try to compare mine. So what I'll do, I'll take another company's financial statements. I'll try to make my financial statements and I'll try to cooperate it. I'll try to compare it and get the differences. I'll get to know, okay, the sales that they are having, the marketing team that they are having is way better than mine. So I can incalculate what are the weaknesses in my company. I can learn from them. But for example, I got to know, acha, in this thing I am very good. So I can be more better. So I can get an expertise. So guys, that's the reason the benchmarking is very important. So yeah, what's the benchmarking? The first thing, benchmarking is a process used by the management, particularly the strategic management, over here to evaluate this word, the best practice within the sector. Yeah, it can be like I gave you an example. Vivo can be compared with either the previous year and the current year's figure, or maybe Vivo wants to compare itself with Oppo, both in the mobile industry. It can happen. This allows the organization to develop a plan, and the most important thing, to get a best practice to approve and to improve the performances, because I want to learn some of the other thing. So the first thing, you know, whenever I go to school, I used to compare myself with the topper. So we need to know first with whom I want to compare, right? For example, if I know he is like, just for my dil ka tasalli, for I'm getting very happy, what I did, I compared my performance with the lower performer. So I know any which ways I'm going to perform better than they are. So no, have a competitor, have a measurement with that higher level, so that there is a scope for you to get some improvement. Okay, so students, in the examination, definitely in your examination, mark my words, guys, in your examination I am expecting a question from benchmarking where you will be getting your company's data, your GP, your profit, your etc stuff, and you will be getting another company's financial statements, everything, where now you have to analyze whether your performance is matching to the level. If yes, go ahead, continue the same. If no, try to improvise yourself. Okay, so this is where benchmarking helps us to learn. So guys, please understand benchmarking is important. Okay, so yeah, this is a word which you have to write it. So how can we do benchmarking process? So what's the process? First, it starts that state the objective, set the objectives and determine which area or functions you want to benchmark. For example, which company to benchmark? No, maybe I am just concerned about the cost, which is very much, let's say the cost. Okay, let's say I'm more of concern about the cost. Or I think like my company's cost is gradually increasing very much. So maybe in one particular area I can compare it with some other company. Then I can find out what are the key performing indicators and drivers to measure the benchmarking. I will select, for example, my company's name is ABC. I'll select a XYZ company is a very good company in the same industry. Let me take this. Let me take their financials. Select an organization or partner for benchmarking comparison. See their performances. I have to first of all keep an eye. Achha, what are they doing? Measure the performance of all organizations. Then what I have to do? If I measured there, I have to measure my. Then I'll measure my performance. Okay, I thought like, for example, I thought like, okay, here they were having, let's say, the cost of, let's say, 2 lakhs. My cost is 2.5. Achha, I got the gap. I got, ma'am, the gap of 0.5 lakhs. So now what I'll do? I'll try to fill the gaps. I'll try to understand, achha, ma'am, over here there is a gap. There are gaps. Ma'am, there are gaps in the performances. I have to take the actions. How can I reduce the gap? How can I reduce the differences? So what I'll do, guys, I would try to take the actions, and then whatever actions if I take up, I'll then again monitor. If after I take up these actions, am I getting any sort of improvement, or it's on and on and on? Yeah. So students, that is the relevance of benchmarking. So do I have any advantages of doing? Obviously, it helps you to get your position right now, where you want to achieve a position in future, to get a proper pace that over here I can get an improvement. That way, correct? Yeah. So it can help you to assess its current position. Yes. Identify the gaps so that you can achieve the set targets. A method for learning also, for sure. It's a learning process. I am not good in this, but maybe that company is good in that. So let's go ahead, let's understand what are the strategies. And to learn, to compare another company, it's very easy, Papa. Because of internet, I can compare any company, because the financials are obviously presented in the internet or whatever you can get it. Over here, it can also have benefit where it encourages continuous improvement, can help in assessing the generic strategy. We had a word, if you remember. I was talking to you about the word. We have a Porter's generic strategy. So what's Porter's generic strategy, guys? Porter is a person who has thought like, if I want to be successful in the company, I should be either one of it. Means either I can be a super cost leadership, means my prices will be so less that nobody can compete with me. That means, for example, about the prices, that is cost leadership. For example, Geo, yes. Indigo Airlines, yes. DMart. Their prices will be so less that other people are not in the position to compare it. Or my products should be so different, like other all products are not even at my match also to compare it. For example, you need to have a differentiation like iPhone. No other phone can compete it. Yeah. So whenever you are developing something, make yourself some achievable position. Yeah, like guys, we are at a position that we want something for ourselves. Yeah. So make ourselves a different identity over here with achieving any of the strategies. So if you understand the strategy, it is either CL, cost leadership, or PD, product differentiation. Cool? Yeah. But yeah, guys, whenever you have a comparison, it hurts. So you people say, please don't compare it because they have some drawbacks. Because I don't know with whom am I comparing. For example, it's like a budgetary slag. If I compare with the person who is very down, so I'll always get up. So you yourself are comparing with a downward person. So please don't do that. So we identify the best practice is difficult. It's not very forward looking. What is best today may not be best tomorrow. It can change, isn't it? So maybe your comparison becomes meaningless and off time. I know it will be, obviously it will take time, and obviously it will be very costly also. So yeah, there are certain topics also, because I will be doing so much of attention. I will be paying a huge attention in doing the benchmarking, which is also not good from the company's perspective. Always comparing. You're not like, you know what? Comparison and change is something which my employees will not like, right? They will feel like, oh, like we are being compared, so maybe they will not have the sense of security. Maybe that could be the reason. Like potential for lack of commitments to minimize the staff need to be reassured about the staff and all. So yeah, it can be as such that it has some drawbacks, like people will not like it. Yeah. So guys, we have three types of benchmarking. Like it can be competitive benchmarking over here, like competitive and like something like in the same industry. Like competitive means, okay, in the question it is some Xerox from UK, US and all. So yeah, you can just see it. Competitive means same standing, as I told you, Vivo and Oppo. You can compare it, same industry, easily comparable, easily comparable. But how it is this comparable? Like types of benchmarking non-competitive industry. For example, if I give you, I want to compare my FMCG with travel industry. Ma'am, how is it comparable? For example, in the vacations, people will travel more. So definitely people will travel more, they eat more. Maybe that can be a position, right? Yeah. Travel industry can be comparable with the ratios. Achha, the travel industry is getting increased. So people's likings are also getting more increased. So guys, all this can also be a situation where we can compare it, right? All other processes. Cool, cool, cool. Yes, easy. Yeah, if it is a like similar industry, for example, similar industry, if it's similar industries comparison, like what I can do, like Airtel, I can compare it with, let's say, Idea. Yeah. If it's like internal, if it is internal, means like in the class only we compare it. Like for example, this is topper, rank 1, this is rank 3rd. So yeah, I can compare them. Maybe process activities can be compared and so on. Cool, easy. Up next, as I told you, benchmarking. So now at times it is for non-competing also. So for non-competing, what are the things which we have to consider it? If you're considering the non-competing, so you will have to know, for example, as I told you, the travel industry. If you understand the travel industry and you have compared it with FMCG, I can even compete how much assets the travel industry has, how well it is operating. Like is it operating 24/7 or what it is? Like it can be anything, okay? For comparison purpose, it can be anything. Cool. Let's now just go ahead with the advantages of industry benchmarking. Industry, if you just check about the industry benchmarking, guys, it enables to establish a gap between their performances and the similar industry to get the best practice of the industry. Yes, but it is very difficult to obtain any information about the competitors if they don't want to give. Maybe it is difficult. Then what is internal benchmarking? As I told you right now, internal benchmarking means, let's say for example, I am Ashwini. Let's say in my class, if somebody wants to compare my performances, so yeah, they know, like, yeah, she is the topper, so maybe they can internally compare. So that is known as internal comparison. Like my performance is to be compared within the class. Within class, comparing one unit's performance or function with the same organization, it's internal. It's best practice. Like it's easy to get the information. Yeah, if I compare it internally, it's easy. Along with that, it helps other internal department also to learn. कि सीखो अश्विनी से कुछ सीखो, that way. It can happen. Then disadvantages, yeah, it's less challenging. How? For example, in my class, the highest percentage is, let's say, 82%, 80%. But in the market, if you see, let's say 12th standard, the highest percentage is 94%. Don't you think if you're measuring with them, like it's okay, the percentage are also very less. So it's less challenging. It can be less challenging also. So now this is very important, like performance comparison with the competition. Yeah, performance comparison with the competition. So here if you see, guys, benchmarking can be done intergroup, inside the group only, intergroup also. So yeah, inside the group means we have intra-group and intergroup. Intergroup means within the same company of the group. So how can be done? Or it is inter-industry for similar but not competing industry. For example, if I'm comparing, let's say, the hotel industry and the FMCG, how can I compare it, guys? For example, if I want to know what level of investment the competitors have made in the fixed assets, so how can I see? Arey Baba, if you want to know how much fixed assets you have implemented, what can I do? I can go in that company. Like for example, if I want to know, if I am into FMCG industry, I want to know the travel industry, what are the assets there they have. I can simply go and have more physical observe. I can physically observe, but I can get the information if I want from trade association. The financial statements are published. I can get from them. Maybe the published financial statements can be used. Yeah, cool, easy. What if I told you I want the information about what is the method that they are operating? Array, what shifts they are working? Is it 24 into 7 they are working? Is it they are having the shifts of 8 hours that way? Like I can even ask the suppliers. I can even have some poochtaach. I can have a discussion. Like I can discuss with the suppliers and customers. I can gather the information from the ex-employees. Please tell what is your position in the company, how is the company operating, and so on. Easy, very easy. Last but not the least, I have to find the rates. Acha, your ex-company is paying how much? Is paying to the employees. Are they paying more? So how can I get to information? Maybe I can even ask the labor, the workers, the employees. I'll ask. Maybe I can even get the commission, like certain, like the recruitment consultant. I can ask. I can get it from the advertisement, etc. Maybe the negotiated agreements and all. We can get it. Yes, students. So this was the max which we have understood about the benchmarking process. Was it easy? Simple? Yes? Yeah. Now we come up with the very important points which are small, which are small, and I am so pretty sure that you even know these all concepts. Okay. So we have certain models which we have to follow. Model used in the performances measurements over here about the processes. So PM is an activity that is designed to improve the performances and ensure that whatever goals you have kept is being met. For example, this includes what? SWOT, PESTEL, Porter's 5 forces model, BCG and Porter's generic strategy. So basically we have 5 things to be learnt. Yeah. SWOT analysis, PESTEL analysis, Porter's 5 forces model, Boston Consultancy Group and Porter's generic strategy. So yes students, without any delay, let us understand first, the first and the foremost strategy that we are going to learn is about the SWOT analysis. So before going into account of what is SWOT analysis, let us understand the meaning of what is SWOT. Okay, so when I go ahead with the word SWOT, guys, it is very clear. It's bifurcated into 2 parts, right? SWOT. SWOT, in which SW and OT are also different. When I say SWOT is different, means SWOT. S is my strength. So when I say about the strength, the company's own strength, means it's the internal part. W is by weaknesses. O means external thing, means the opportunity the company gets. And T means the threat which the company has. Okay. So when I go ahead with the SWOT analysis, guys, we need to understand whenever the concept has been came up with the SWOT analysis, what was the perspective? For example, if I want to enter into a new business, or maybe if I want to go ahead, okay, I want to develop something. So I need to analyze, who am I? What is the market? If I do this, will I be successful? If I do that, will I be not successful? For that purpose now, guys, SWOT analysis came into picture. So when it is internal, as I told you, SW, basically it is a system which is internal. Means I have to analyze first myself. Is it my strength? Is it my weakness? Okay, I got to know, yeah, this is my strength, I'm good at this. So can I have some more opportunities to excel? For example, I'm good in SBR, I'm good in ATX, I'll find whether I am having another opportunities to go further. So yeah, if I'm getting it, it's good. But I know there are a lot of competitors. It's a threat, right? So yes, students, with this perspective, we'll just analyze what is SWOT analysis for the first. So basically, it's a critical assessment about the organization's own strength and weaknesses, which are internal, which are inbuilt, and opportunities and threat, which are external, considered before going into any long-term plans. So before I go ahead and explain you the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, let us try to understand something. Okay, so if I give you the one beautiful example of, let's say, Apple industry. So can you tell me what are their strength? What is the strength of the Apple industry? Apple iPhone. Yeah, we know, ma'am. Its strength, it's, yeah, they are very unique. Yeah, it's a unique product. It's having a features. It's having different features. The people are having a brand recognition. Means at least people know about the brand. Whenever they have money, they will purchase also. But brand recognition hai. So yeah, I think like all these are the strengths of iPhone. Yeah. So we know the strength is like in the Apple industry. I know there will be very intelligent person sitting there. High skilled people are there, right? Experienced staff. This is the strength. But then what do you think? What is the weakness? Means in general, what can be any product's weakness? Maybe it's high cost. Over here, I'm not talking about iPhone for sure. But normally, what can be the weaknesses? If I feel like the reputation is very down, maybe the reputation is very down. The reputation of the company is very down. The company does not have so much of resources. The company don't have well equipped equipments. The company does not have skilled labors. Guys, all this is weaknesses, right? Yes. So it is something which is internal, which a person, if it wants, they can develop it, they can change it. Yeah. But what is something which is external, which on which the entity does not have a control? So it's the opportunities and the threats. So when I say opportunities means, if I say you about, let's say, iPhone, okay, what was the opportunity? Like we have to fulfill some opportunities are like we have to fulfill some demands which the customer has, which are not fulfilled. For example, the iPhone had the demand, like people had a demand, like okay, please give us this Type C charge. Yeah, please give us the Type C charge. So yeah, initially it was not fulfilled demand. Now it is to fulfill, right? Now it has to fulfill it. So what's that? It's known as some opportunity which the company has. Some opportunity which the company has that they have to fulfill it. Up next, we have some threats. So if it's opportunity means, for example, in the market today, it's very common. Like the people are getting fat, so all the keto products and all. So yeah, it's an opportunity. I know in the market, the petrol prices are increasing. My opportunity is to make the electronic vehicles, all those. Yeah. So maybe. So what is threat? Okay, my external fear because of having a lot of competition. For example, if I'm having, let's say, car, I am in the manufacturing of car. Because of the increase in the price of the petrol, maybe because of the increase in the price what the supplier has charged, because of the customer not liking my products, shifting to somebody else, guys, this can be my threats. Entering of new substitute is my threat. So all this is my SWOT analysis, guys. So in your question if it comes, you have to write this definition. Yeah. So what's that? SWOT analysis can be used to summarize and analyze the position. Like strength means things it does well, or it does that others do not do. Means what I am doing which is more better than others. Cool. What are my weaknesses? I am doing it but I am not doing so well. Things it does badly or does not take care. Okay. What are my opportunities? I am having an opportunity that I can change and I can get some advantages. Threats means which can be defended, means which is not so good. Cool. So this is my SWOT analysis. So by identifying the company's strength and weaknesses, I understood, okay, I'm good in this but I cannot handle in this. So I need to go ahead with my strengths only. Yeah. Do a business in such a way that your strengths are being used more, where your weaknesses can be like are not qualified like that way. By identifying the companies, yeah, over here, the strengths and weaknesses during the day one planning process, the management can focus on performing those while avoiding those areas where it does not have so much. Opportunities means okay, I think like I can be using my own relevant skills and I can go excel. What are my weaknesses? What are my threats? Because of the change in the society, because of the new government's rule, because of the competitors, because of things, I think like these threats will make me more weak. What we have to do is, guys, by using my strength, okay, but what we have to do is by using my strength I have to overcome my weaknesses. By using my strength I have to like remove the threats and make it also as my opportunity. So this is what the long term thing is. So if we just summarize it, SWOT analysis says internal and external, SWOT. Cool. So we have to understand what am I good at is my strength, what am I poor at is my weakness, whether the resources are my short supply, weakness, whether the resources are good, strength. How will it impact the change? I have to see, is it an opportunity or the threat for me? How will the organization use the new technologies? How are the new entrants? Are the new entrants very much? Ma'am, it's a threat. Am I having a powerful, the customer is dictating means what, guys? Is my customer setting the prices? If yes, that is my threat, means I cannot achieve whatever profits I thought. Agree? Simple? Very, very simple, very simple. So this is what we have understood about SWOT analysis. And students, there are certain activities in which we have an example of SWOT analysis. I really want you guys to do that. Okay, up next we have external analysis. Okay, so when we have external analysis, what's the meaning of external analysis? So we have a word which is known as pestle analysis. So pestle, external means which is not internal, on which the entity cannot have a control, for sure. So over here it's known as a pestle analysis, which have an eye on the external factor. Means it is good with the business and internal itself, it's okay, but they want to have some external view also, because they cannot avoid the external circumstances. So what's that? The macro environmental. And over here we have some Porter's 5 forces also. So yeah, first over here it's the pestle analysis. So over here it has been understood like, when the company wants to perform something, like if I want to go ahead, so what are the things, if the business wants to excel, I cannot achieve it until unless I am good with all the stuff, until unless I consider these factors in the environment. Yeah, if you see the external over here now, at times it's known as pest, and EL is silent and EL analysis. So basically this pest and the small EL are inbuilt in all the stuff. To achieve everything, EL is required. So what's the full form? First, P means political. So if there is any change in the political environment, like the government is changing, is it going to impact your business? Is it going to impact your currency? Is it going to impact your company? Obviously, yes. If the economic change in the market, if there is an inflation and deflation, is it going to change? Obviously, ma'am, yes. If the society changes, if there is any change, yes. If the technology changes, yes. But these two are relevant all the ways. Means environmental and legal change is important in all the aspects, because if it is political, still the legal and the environmental stuff should be taken care of. So yeah, whenever I want to update a business, whenever I want to implement a business, the people will say sharks, can you say? The people will ask, what's the business model? The business model will first ask, do you understand the market first? Please go and understand the market first. What do you understand about the market? I have to understand all those factors first about the market, because market is more volatile. You are putting up a product which definitely in the culture of India will not work, so it is not relevant, right? So all this stuff are required. So what is that, guys? It's political. Over here it's political. I have to consider the changes because of the laws, so I have to work accordingly. I have to keep a concentration and eye on the laws, the corruption, stability. Economic, because of the growth, because of the inflation deflation rate, maybe I have to charge accordingly, right? Considering the society, understanding where I am good at, understanding what products should I launch, what people I am catering it, even that works well. For example, if I am putting up a high-tech technology like robots in India, it will not work well, where the people are taking like 10 years to come from PCs to laptops. The quick technology will not work well. And environmental and legal aspects are for sure. It's for sure. Okay, when I go ahead with the political factors, it is the political change which we have to focus on. For example, if the government in India, there are parties, for example, if the government is very unstable, yeah, today it's like another company, next day it's like another company, no baba, it will not work well. It will not work well, right? So it's better to have a perfect political party, to have a party who is very stable. Otherwise, the things which are promoted by some another government party will not be promoted by us, like that way. So these are the related issues like the taxation policies. Initially, people used to like it very much. The government used to get me a lot of relief, but now they are charging a lot. Maybe that can be hindrance. Then government stability, foreign trades. First, the government used to say, like we invite. the FDIs, foreign direct investment. Another government says now there is a change. The government so no problem. Foreign trade regulation, taxation difference, monopoly legislation, environmental protection differences. What is then PE? Pestle, economical. So yes, students, if I'm talking to you about economical factors, it's very common. Why? Because of the change in the growth and level of changes, definitely it is going to impact our demands also. Yeah, if the inflation is going on, definitely the market, if there is inflation, people will buy the clothes, people will do some luxury products also they'll purchase. But in case of the COVID and all, where there was super deflation, do you think people will buy the luxury thing? Are Baba, to purchase food also they didn't had money, right? So yes, the level of growth of the domestic GDPs can impact, like the organization have to consider the government's impact also, and what can be adjusted, like this rates, interest rate, inflation, unemployment, business cycles, and so on. Then we have a social factor. For example, something which are like in the society as a whole, they have accepted it that it is very good. So if I book that, it's good. But if the society has made an assumption that it is not acceptable, so please don't go ahead that. For example, it's the social thing. Like for example, it's the demographic change. I have to understand increasing the number of pensioners, increase in the number of holidays for senior citizens. It can changing the attitude of society. Like prior to many years, people used to demand for some tobacco products and all, but now people are getting to know because of the life, because of the greenhouse products. Yeah, they know that all these things are very dangerous. So yeah, things get changed eventually, not just in once they'll change. So over here, changes in the rates of living also, lifestyle also. Yeah, for some people it was like contributing taxes, but we know today more people are collecting pensions than requiring healthcare. Like prior to many years, it was like people paying taxes were very less, but today people accepting the pensions are more because the people in India are very less taxpayers. So yeah, it also impacts. Then we have an impact of technological changes, which technology changes very rapidly. For example, because of the prices which increased in fuel and all, yeah, the development of electric cars came into picture. That things which we have in our course is the technological factors like increase of automation, big data, internet, communication methods have changed. First, people used to give a call, and on the call also they used to charge a lot of money, right? But today, because of internet, just video call, voice call, that's all. We have environmental changes which can impact huge. Like COVID was biggest enemy, which just like drastically made everything down. Like today, people whenever they are setting up a factory that they know, they try to avoid like the plastic things because they know in long term it is also not good, right? Kaha ban hai, like you have to understand where place it is banned. Okay, so in which country it is banned. So yeah, the physical environmental changes also has a direct impact. Considering what, guys? Considering the short term shocks like drought, volcanic eruption, COVID is also a natural disaster. So yeah, it is also going to impact what? It's going to impact all those stuff. It will going to impact all those stuff. Last is the legal factors. If the legality it is written, in the law it is written, under the age of 14 years, under the age of 14 years, uh, like a boy is not allowed to work, right? Or like whatever, is not allowed to work. He has the authority to learn things. He has the authority and the right to have an education. But if I'm providing, if I'm like telling the like employing someone who is underage, so yeah, what am I doing? I'm just like not even following the legal factors. Yeah, it can impact the society, it can impact the company very badly in the negative terms. So yeah, there are certain laws which have been made by the company. They have to interpret and they have to follow it to be successful. So yes, students, with these I am just winding up the session for the day. Yeah, I'm not just saving it, guys. I'm winding up the session for the day because I don't want to make the video go very huge. So yeah, we have covered a lot of concepts. Hope that you would have understood it. If you guys have any doubt, you can always message me in the chat, obviously, or maybe my Telegram and my Instagram ID also. Guys, we'll be doing the next chapter by tomorrow, and yeah, there are 3 more strategies which will be continuing tomorrow. I hope you understood the chapter. You are pretty good with this. A lot of information for one video. So I thought like we can do it tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.